Yeah. I'm sorry that the picture quality is a little grainy. I had to set this up very on the fly. Because if I knew what I was doing, then I would have like done this sensibly.
Yeah.
So, you can see this very grainy picture of my mouse mat, which is
Yes.
very large.
It's a very nice mix.
So, I have found I remembered something that I completely forgot that is beautiful.
Okay.
I want you to appreciate, like, to make this whole setup work. I've got like a webcam which I dug out and an old tripod, so that's on to one side, and then I've got a little lamp over to the side. I might actually turn the light down slightly. I think it's probably a bit much. Which I say, and then apparently this remote.
It's dead.
Oh no, it does work. It does work. It's just being weird about it.
Okay.
Which is why I can change the color. So. Although, is the battery running out on this thing? Damn it. Okay. Okay, give me one sec. Fucking
With it
hell.
too much. I'll fill time. How's everyone doing? And yes, indeed, we have returned. Good.
I return. I return.
Oh, okay, okay. Didn't have to fill much time. Okay, fine.
Okay.
You should probably maybe put out a tweet to say you're back live if you haven't.
Ah, it's fine. People will deal with it. Because I need to show you what I have to build.
Okay.
So what? So I do have another thing, and if this doesn't take very long, then I might do the other thing. But a little while ago,
I'm waiting for the autofocus to just shit itself.
oh, it will do. Snipe found something for me.
Oh no.
Which let me see, because I can manually make the webcam pull out a little bit. Let me pull this over here. See, this is what it's like when you got to fucking do this stuff and it's actually difficult. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There we go.
Oh, also, everyone like refresh your Twitch like tab because it might be behind or some shit. It gets funny sometimes when a stream starts and you're already watching.
Fucking yeah.
God.
Yeah, I definitely do need to turn the lights up.
Oh my god.
Yep. So we've got a fucking train. Snipe bought that for me a while ago because she just saw it and it was dirt cheap, and she was like, "Hey, this will be fun for you." So, what I've done now, this is my hot tip. Oh wow, these things do pick up bits of dust and detritus, don't they? This is a dice tray. If you've got a Lego kit, and you want to pour the shit out from the Lego kit, throw it in a dice tray. That way, you won't lose the stuff. Oh god.
Or if you're like my family, you save all the plastic tubs from takeaways.
That also works, but it's not nice and velvety.
That is true. However, my dad does it because I bought him that Lego Fiat 500 for Christmas, and he had everything set out in little trays.
Sorry, it's got like sellotape on it, and it's that type of sellotape that's easy to get off, but it like separates into 1,000 pieces when you try and
I understand completely.
pull it away. Okay. Oh.
See, this the time it's like, oh yeah, on my sabbatical, I did this. I have done nothing.
Oh wow.
Read comics. I got the Marvel Unlimited app on my phone, so I can read comics. Watched a lot of YouTube, and that's more parts than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, how does it say on this how much it was? Because like, though it like the kits aren't super amazing, like in terms of design, like the bricks themselves are decent quality. The Wilko stuff, blocks as it's called. You can see upside down. It is
What's the name of that fucking? Is it Polish company that makes like fake Lego?
Oh yeah, there's one I know that does like all military stuff, and it's like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. They make the Spitfire.
Right then, okay, let's move this out of the way for a second because I need to find. Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm already in over my head. Let's build the minifigures first. That's because they're a little terrifying.
Yeah, I was right. It's Kobe.
Yeah. This one.
Oh my god, they make fucking ladders and shit as well. Oh, I might need to get my dad that. Oh, that's a face.
It doesn't like to focus on it, which is fair. I don't like to focus on it either. Um, they also have just a hole. They just have a big pass, so you can stuff brains inside there.
Yep, good,
So
good.
let's see what we've got. So there's this one who is the non-beardy guy. So let's assemble this human. Oh shit! I remember I got some blind bags of these that I did something with on my side channel, and it's the same construction. If I remember rightly, it does take somewhat inhuman force to
Me there, got it.
to get the arms in. Boop. Okay, it's actually fine this time.
Okay. Oh god, the legs are two separate pieces. That's really weird.
Oh yeah, like the legs are actually like separate, like they would be at the Lego factory, and you can take them apart, but what kind of deviant are you if you do that? Oh, this is the part that's really hard. Yeah, getting the legs on. If I'd have known I was doing this, I probably would have cleaned off the remnants of paint that was on my thumb from when I was painting last night.
To not do it this time, don't you fucking do this shit. I gave you an out to not do this.
Yeah, but it was a good idea.
It was actually an idea I was going to use for my streams, but then I thought about you, and I'm like, no, this is a web thing.
Oh no, you do it too. Please do it. I'll sit there and I'll talk.
I have no Lego kits to build, so it's
well. I mean, that is a problem that can be solved very quickly.
We yet don't have space for Lego kits right now, which sucks.
You just get little ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. There's first guy. It's actually it's somewhat disorienting that this is at 90 degrees to where I am. So like holding things the right way around is a little bit confusing. Like, oh, lower it, and I have to like program in my brain.
Fucking weird.
That's move right to go lower. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. There's one of them. Yeah. Okay. Let's build the other guy. Okay. But yeah, the legs.
Lego set tip. Oh dang, Duan, that's rad. Sorry, Web, I'll just read this out to you. Oh shit, I just remembered. I was going through my dad's old Lego. He has the first Lego set to ever have a minifigure, a police car, and the first hero minifigure, which came in an ambulance kit. They're so cool. I'm going to put them on display. Nice,
excellent. Yeah, I a lot of the childhood Lego I played with was my mum's, and she had focus. There we go. You yell at cameras. That's how you get them to focus. She had a bunch of stuff from before minifigures were around. Like the promotional images would have like die-cast cars with them and stuff.
Huh.
Like the really awesome. That arm's a bit floppy. Okay. He can be Mr. Floppy Arm. That is his name now.
Yep.
He can't outlive it. There we go. He's got a very he is hiding a helmet underneath a wig. Like that is definitely what's happening there.
Yep. That's a fucking beard too.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
They have a spare boom arm they could send if you want to do more of these in future.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. I basically it's one of those things where if I've got like a long period of time to set these up, I can make them look a bit nicer. But this is just like having to set it up quickly. Like I wouldn't use a tripod. I'd get something smaller that I can mount the camera on easy, but just I'd need to like find a way to secure it more delicately, and then I wouldn't have to zoom in so much, then it wouldn't be quite so grainy. But hey ho. But then there's those two, and it comes with a spare arm and forearm. So, if you want to give one of them to the stranger, then, I'm not going to illustrate it. Might be against Twitch's terms of service. So I'm just going to have them hold hands, because this is a good Christian stream. Yeah, there we go. Good Christian stream where people hold their own severed, cloned limbs.
I was going to say.
Okay, they can go there.
The idea for a Lego stream was also part of I was thinking, maybe I could do like a soldering iron and build fucking lightsabers.
That sounds pretty good.
Circuit boards and stuff. And what's the fucking company? can't mind now. There's a company that does like modular parts. You can just buy bits.
Yeah. Oh, I've realised there is an issue with this whole thing.
Is there any instructions?
Oh yeah, I've got instructions. Like there is full instructions.
Okay. Okay. Just
I'm running out of steam. Oh, it's level 3. It's level 3. I hope I can do it.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm 34 years old, so I can probably manage a level 3 children's toy. Yeah, no. So you know how like Lego kits generally, well, sometimes they will like when they've got like lots of bags. Sometimes they'll like have the bags as like separate numbers.
Yeah.
And like everything's sort of like, you know, a section will come from one bag, a section will come from other bags. This is not like that. This is the bad way. Where
this is what happens when you restart a stream. Sometimes people just bugger off as soon as the stream don't listen. It's fine.
It's just how it goes. I'm no arbiter over what people do with their time. So I might just have to. I think I'm just going to have to open all of these bags, or at least I'm going to do so when I require a piece from them. And yeah.
This fucking off-brand Lego company from Poland also do a this is World War II stuff. A Kettenkrad, which is the German army tank motorbike front end, but with a tank attached to it.
Excellent. Is there anywhere that does a Lego? Was it a Kranoplan?
Kranoplan?
The Russian pseudo plane. So it was a ground effect vehicle that looked.
Oh god, a fucking wig. I know what is that from MGS3, don't.
Oh no, but they were called
a Kranoplan.
Yeah, I think that's what they're called. Okay, yeah, I just want to point out step 1. In the first 3 steps, it requires at least 3 different bags to be opened.
Good.
The piece of sphere, I know. Does anyone care about a product review of this stuff? Because the bricks are quite well made. Actually, you know what I'm just going to quickly do? I'm just going to go grab some actual Lego and see how well it connects with real Lego.
It does. Well, he's not here right now, so I'll tell him when he gets back. But for chat, yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's made an Kranoplan kit for Lego or fake Lego. Can find model kits of it, but that's about it.
Okay, I return. Okay, so I've got a few bits here. So here is piece. Here is good Lego kit. This is one of the Speed Champions thing. It's a Porsche 911. I fucking love this thing. Let's see. I guess I should use that piece to see how.
I get my dad those for his birthdays and stuff. Those are really good kits. Those like the Porsche and stuff like that.
You know what? This fits really well, actually. This is because I remember when Mega Bloks and stuff would just fit really badly with itself, let alone Lego. But this actually does fit really well. Fair play. The bricks are very well made. And if you're wondering, minifigures fit on them well as well. I always use the Shark guy because he's one of my favourite minifigures I've got. Because he's great. Oh yeah, and for scale. Yeah, the Wilko's ones are a smidge taller. If he wasn't wearing a shark, a smidge taller, but not by much. And if you're wondering how well fake Lego sticks to it, well, there's an Ultraman.
Good,
because of course I have this stuff.
A Lego Ultraman.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's carry on building this. So I need wheels.
Yep. Just so you know, I have looked. There is no actual kit for an Kranoplan, like the one class, the one with the fucking million engines on the front.
Upsetting.
Yeah. I
can also tell you, upsettingly, these wheels do not spin very well. This will not roll. There's too much resistance there for that to roll.
Yeah, Hobby, I had a funny feeling as soon as you heard Lego Ultraman, you'd be here.
Yeah, no, they're all like this. So yeah, I'm afraid this. Oh wait, that one rolls great.
Oh, it's a kit with bad tolerance has got it.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, some of them roll really well, some do not. So that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so we also need a.
I know you've been here all along, but it's like as soon as you hear the magic word Ultraman.
Okay, so.
Oh, and good luck on Hades, Hobby.
Oh yes, I was watching Unity play that yesterday.
It's a fucking good
stream. It's one I mean to pick up at some point, but I've just not got around to it because of life.
For some reason, I thought I'd gifted you that.
I don't believe so. That does not mean go do it now because I will shout at you. But okay, so that goes there. Yeah, the instructions are a little.
Oh, see you later on, Slev01. Have a good one.
Cheerio. Okay, Lego-esque goodness. Lego light. Lego adjacent. Is that? What? It has long front.
Yes.
I know I'm working with something that's black, so it's kind of difficult to see, but you know.
No, it's not too bad.
But now I must.
It's quality, so you can make out the basic shape. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, I am glad I used this fucking this dice tray because otherwise these pieces would have gone everywhere already.
I'm sure someone's getting ASMR to fuck by the sounds of the pieces rattling around.
Yes, I do love that sound. Do you know the sound that I find one of the most relaxing?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yes, this is some premium, not Lego we're working with here.
Yes, hey man. Yes, this was not planned for today, but apparently this is what we're doing.
I did the bad thing.
No, you did the best thing, and I'm very grateful. This was a fantastic idea, and I don't know why. I like my entire thing is monetizing my hobbies, and somehow I had not thought to just stream building Lego. This is so obvious, and I just never did it. This is yeah. Oh fuck! I've got to open another goddamn bag.
Hobby Squig, you should go and look at the newest post in Tokusatsu gifts. It's incredible. What was I saying? Where can we vote to have one of these kits made into a grot tank by Wob? I don't think they're the right scale for a grot tank.
No, I wouldn't do it. Straight up, if I wanted to make a grot train thing, I'd make it like from like non-Lego stuff. I'd make it from either from scratch or just using like existing parts. Which one? Oh, that's good. It doesn't actually. These pieces are subtly different to what they are in the thing.
In the kit? In the manual?
Yeah, this. I don't know if you can see that, but these are at one end ridged for my pleasure.
Of course.
Yeah, you can't really see it very well, but they are slightly ridged on one side and not on the other. And the manual does not show that. So
Good.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know that you're back up to 40 viewers.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for, I don't know, putting up with whatever the fuck it is I do. So interesting.
If any Orc force, or if any 40k force could use Lego, it's definitely Orcs, though.
I think I have used a few little pieces of like old, not actually Lego, but like knockoff Lego for some bits. So interestingly, so the Lego, so like most of the pieces here have, all the pieces here have a real Lego equivalent piece.
Yeah.
These ones,
ball joint.
Yeah, these ones are obviously like the aerial things that they use, but these ones have it's like a ball joint rather than like a single like just lever kind of thing.
To go back and forward, yeah.
And it's got 3 slots it can fit into, so it can go in one of three directions. That's actually kind of cool.
Good.
Like, you know, good on you, blocks from Wilko's.
Yes.
I mean, that does mean now I've got to make sure these line up in some kind of vague way. But
I really want Snipe to walk in and just try and work out what the fuck you're doing right now. And just kind of look at you like sort of disappointed, but more just worried about you.
I mean, she bought me this kit, so it's on her.
I made your gifts into content.
Also, the way this is labeled, like I know this is a really minor thing, and it totally makes sense, but like it throws you initially of that it's 5, 6, 7, 8 rather than like 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is how
yeah, that's fucked up.
Which is how you'd initially read it. So it's just like, oh wait, what?
That's fucked up.
Okay.
That would kill me.
Is that would actually just kill you dead?
Yep.
Just nothing left. Soul exploded. Should I put some... I should put some light... Oh no, I was going to put some light tunes in the background, but Twitch is like all weird about music now, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe not worth it.
Yeah.
I think best thing to do is for it, like for us just to do a fucking AMA bullshit thing or something. People can just ask us stuff.
Yeah, sure. If you want to ask questions, if you want to be... Could you do me a favour and be arbiter of questions so you can obviously answer them for yourself easily enough, but then you can ask me them so I can continue to build my beautiful green baby boy here.
No bother.
So, yes. Feel free to ask any questions about basically anything, although reserve the right to just not answer certain things.
Okay, here's the first one. Where can I listen to Snipe and Wib music?
Snipe and Wib music. Do you mean as in the band that Snipe and Wib were in, which is Fighting Evil is Cool? That is available on a whole discography, like every single song, is available for free on YouTube. It's also on SoundCloud. If you wish to give us money for it, it is available through like iTunes and Google Music and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you want a physical copy, you have to find us physically somewhere and ask us about it, because we have them all in our flat, and you know.
I have a copy from the Kickstarter. How are both of you? How are both of you? Sorry, I'm fine. How are you, Wib?
I'm doing okay. I'm building not Lego on a real stream.
Oh, where did you get the RGB lights you use?
Do you mean these ones?
Yeah, I would guess it's a color changing lighting.
Yes, they're just off Amazon. It's just like whatever the cheapest one was.
Yeah.
Literally, there you go. That's it, with its setting that changes through all the different colors, and without fail makes the autofocus go nuts because it thinks that things are changing spatially when they're not actually.
How do you do the bases for your Necrons?
One second. There we go. Sorry?
How do you do the bases for your Necrons?
They are basically before they are primed, I cover them in whatever, like, it will work with just like old-fashioned gravel, but I tend to use the modern like texture stuff like Sterling Battlemire or Astrogranite Debris, just because you get a bit more control over it than you do the old gravel technique.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I put that on before priming, then I'll prime it whatever color I need to, and then if it's not black, I'll then paint it black, the base, and then I will dry brush it first with, I believe I do Cantor Blue, and then McCrag Blue. Oh fuck! Which one's it? I'm trying to think how many I go through, because I kind of forget it and I remake it every time. The important ones are the last couple, because you just need a couple of dark blue layers, and then the top couple are Araman Blue, just dry brushing it, and then the final one is what's the really light one?
I don't know my paints anymore.
Give me 1 second. I will answer these things for you.
Fucking knew that would happen. Also, Laser Crab cometh. Thank you for following.
Baharoth Blue, or however you say it.
Okay. Bread was indeed correct for that one.
Yes. And yeah, and that's all it really is. It's just dry brushing successively lighter shades of blue.
Oh, Soul asked, what would be your dream pastry?
Dream pastry? Ooh, I don't know. And what would your answer be to that? Because I don't...
Something that involves cream and chocolate in some way. I'm a basic bitch.
Yeah, I'm not like when I think pastry, I'm thinking more like sausage roll, steak bake sort of territory.
Okay, if you want to go that way, then it's a Cornish pasty.
Fair.
Like a proper one.
Ooh,
this
this
is the one
is
size your fucking heat and has chunks of potatoes in it.
yeah, this is kind of bad.
Yeah,
like, there should be like all you need to do is like if I got a 4-piece here. Okay, these were just like this in the box. Okay, weird. All you'd need is like a single, like where? Okay, I'll have to use one of these. All you'd need is like a single thing like that in there, and then that'd be like, steady. But yeah, that's weird.
Oh God, this is a question I can't answer, Motil. I'm sorry, but what are your favourite trains, and what ones would you like to build and own a model of?
I am basic. I do quite like the Mallard. The Mallard is a fun train. I do have a soft spot for Intercity 125s. Just because they were around so much when I was a kid, and so like I got my childhood train set back a little bit ago, and oh thank you for the sub there, Elysium.
Yes,
and welcome back. But yeah, I've so yeah, I guess like something like the Mallard would probably be what I'd say. Oh, I'm supposed to put the guy in. Okay.
Oh,
he's
trapped there forever. Good.
Yeah, he's trapped here forever. And oh no, he sits on here.
Oh, gosh, I'm going to. This question's probably more for me, and I'm. If you could have an airsoft model of any gun, what would it be? And I'm not going to answer that because I know what Goth does.
And I don't care. I'm not a gun person, so.
Yeah, but I know how you and everyone else fucking conspire, Goth. I ain't saying shit.
There is that. That people have conspired to your benefit on, because this community is lovely, and I hope that we make stuff that makes you happy, because you are very, very generous and lovely, and we could not wish for a better community.
And I am here.
It is all. Look, you do your own streams and stuff like you.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Out of all the armies you've painted or built, which has been your favorite? That's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Like, I really like how my Eldar look on the field, like how unified they look. Like, I really like that. But like, I'm really happy that I finally got to build a Grot Rebellion force.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's been one of my dream armies for a long time. I seem to finish painting it. Like, I'm about halfway through painting my fucking Grot Mega Tank finally.
This is awful. I love it so much.
This is such a horrible thing because it's like just lots of successive little blocks. So
yeah, I made that one piece.
Yeah, like Lego does have pieces like that, but obviously like, they don't have the complete thing of.
I'm remembering the days of the not Indiana Jones kits they used to do, the Egypt ones.
Oh shit, yeah, those look great. They came out like around the time that I was sort of winding down my childhood obsession with Lego, so I never had any. Actually, no, they weren't out. I just never ended up with any because they would have been out for quite a while.
I've got a question for you. Have you been to Legoland?
The one in Windsor.
Yeah.
Yes, I did quite soon after it opened. Do you want me to tell a really fun Lego-based anecdote about me going to Legoland Windsor?
Sure. I'm just going to mention I have also been there, and when I was a kid, and I loved it, and I kind of want to go back.
I would love to go to Legoland. Let's go to Legoland Longfang.
Yes.
When the world isn't on fire,
Yeah.
we can arrange going to Legoland.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, when I went to Legoland, we went into the shop, and do you remember the old pirate ship kit, the one that was around for like a decade?
Vaguely, yeah.
The really good one.
Else you said Legoland video.
And we saw that in there, and it didn't have a price on it, and it was normally I think about 60 quid. Which nowadays it'd be about 200, but but this was in the 90s. And I remember going, and we went in, we're like, how much is this to buy? Like, because it wasn't priced up. And the people there were like, we don't know. I'll tell you what, here's a number, go phone it, and then tell us how much they say it costs. So we were like, okay. We walked out, waited for 5 minutes, walked back in, and said they said it was £25. And so we paid £25 for it.
Just actually, memory just got went into my brain there. I got the Lego. This must have been around the time of, I'm trying to think what age I was, but this was around the time of 20th anniversary of Star Wars. So the re-releases were in the cinemas.
Yeah.
And we went to Legoland around that time, and I remember getting an X-Wing, the big X-Wing.
Oh, nice. I always wanted that.
Such a good kit. It's all in pieces somewhere now, sadly.
Yeah, I've still got a handful of my like old Legos still. Like I've got an old model team kit which I've been meaning to rebuild actually, which is sort of a precursor in a way to stuff like the Speed Champions kits.
Yeah,
because they were more realistically like thing, although they weren't scaled for like minifigures.
Yeah, seriously, the Speed Champion stuff's so good.
Yeah, I've got like 3 of them. I've got, what's the other one? I've got one's like a Nissan.
Probably a Skyline GTR.
And I think one of them's a Lamborghini. Yeah, yes, it's a GTR. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. This is just a big old brick right now. Look at this fucking thing.
Yep.
This is the type of thing you'd build and then brain a sibling with.
If you had one. Otherwise, brain yourself. That's how I became the man I am today. Any advice for thinning paints and freehanding? I mean, I can quickly answer this. Freehanding, you just need to practice a shitload. And thinning paints, again, you really need to practice a shitload and sort of just get to the point where you become comfortable and know exactly how much to add.
Yeah, just experiment. Like, honestly, I'm the worst person to ask because I am made of bad habits and I barely, I just paint straight from the pot, but I just put some water on my brush and then just scoop a little bit, and like I'm just used to how much I need to have on there.
I can imagine how fucking angry people would be if they knew you did that. Like more people knew you did that.
Yeah. Well, I like to consider that I do things the way you're not supposed to prove that these things aren't as big a deal as people make out they are. Because people have opinions, and they should stop.
Freehanding is for actual wizards. Yeah, carry on. You're one of those wizards who's streaming right now.
Do you want to know why I do so much freehand?
Because you don't want to do transfers.
Because I fucking hate transfers. I fucking hate using transfers. They suck, and I hate them. So I learned how to freehand.
Yeah, I've actually got the stuff to do transfers. Is it Microsol and something else?
Oh, shit. I'm gonna say there is some stuff like this is just hang it on like that. That's gonna come off so easily. Like that just needs if that was one thing.
Why is that not one thing? That's so weird.
Like if it was all they need is one thing there, or for this to be one bit further back, and then it'd be supported here. That's just badly designed.
Yeah, and
look at that. Look, that's just gonna
Yeah,
it's not actually that bad once it's in there because the thing behind it. But yeah, you can still just pull it out. That's bad. I can't believe this thing that was I think it was less than a £5 is not up to Lego quality. Ugh.
As Kerry says, just paint everything Gauge colours and squad markings become unnecessary.
There is that.
That one test model I did, the Primaris Space Wolf and Pre-Heresy colours, I did do the little pre-heresy style squad marking with I think it's a red pauldron with a black triangle on it. The other way around, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah. One day I understand like there's things about it, but like one day I would love to just be in the same area as you and we can paint things together.
I don't know if you're talking to me or Kerry.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that would also be nice to do with Kerry, but like,
not did you just like fucking sandbag Kerry there? Sorry.
No, that would also be nice, but I was talking specifically about you, you massive egg.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm good at insults.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna become.
Question for Kerrioth. Have you done any Age of Sigmar models, or have you thought about them? Because I'm just thinking that your painting style would probably make for some cool shit.
He's actually currently making some Age of Sigmar like gargant things that are great.
Oh, cool. I haven't looked at that. I haven't been on Twitter enough lately.
Like, is gargants what the giants are called in Age of Sigmar, right?
Yes.
I forget what they're called, but anyway, it's the big giant things, but he's making them out of.
I've suddenly shifted into Age of Sigmar stuff.
But
Cool.
Yeah, they're made like partially out of ambots and stuff.
Yes, okay, just found them. Holy fuck, yes, that's sick as hell.
Yeah.
Good work.
Okay, this is starting to look like an actual train now, which is good because it's like finished. That's the final step, so it's a good job it looks like a train, isn't it?
And now Sylvaneth. I get that. Sylvaneth are awesome. When I first was looking at Age of Sigmar stuff, I thought that was some of the best stuff, was the Sylvaneth kits.
You know what? Even though two of the wheels don't roll so good, because the other two roll quite well, it actually, on a smooth surface, it actually moves okay.
Ossiarch Bone Reapers, also fucking rad. I'm a basic bitch and like Stormcast though, so you know.
Snipe is, she's got a
Oh god,
harvester to build. She's just, because she's not been great recently. She hasn't really done anything of it, but yeah, she's going to do Ossiarchs basically, so that I've got something to fight with against my lizard men. Well, I know we're called Seraphon, but lizard men is just such a much more satisfying word to say.
It's just fun to say. Like Seraphon's cool, but it's like Velkif and Rika and Space Wolves. Quick reminder for anyone who's maybe just popped in. Ask Wib or me anything. I am the arbiter of questions. Thank you for tagging me, Kitty.
Oh, hey, Unity.
Oh, yeah, Kitty, that's fucking sick. Love it.
You know when you get like a thing like this and you're like, this would be very good for children to like get their fingers caught in.
Oh, here's a question that's just here to fuck with you, Wib. Has any progress been made on that Cornate Sisters army?
Nope.
Good answer.
Legit, if you want me to get like real for a second, and it's not real, it's just like, you know, me talking very honestly about it. The sisters buying the sisters thing was basically like the last time GW's FOMO worked on me, and getting it and then realizing that like it was like an obligation to like do something with it.
I understand.
Is what made it killed that part of my brain.
Yeah,
I don't get like FOMO from GW stuff anymore. I just don't care, and so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Snipe might finish it off at some point, but also maybe not.
Oh, something may happen with this fight.
Something might happen with it. It might get sold. I don't know. We've got a bunch of stuff that we might sell at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, in short, that's kind of it.
Yeah, and Kerry said he's with you in that exact box.
Yeah. Like, it was like a big thing of like, oh, you've got to get it. You've got to get it. It's like new sisters. And like, I've been wanting to build a sisters army for so long, but then like, I didn't really have the passion for it like I did for other things. And yeah, it's a whole thing.
Kerry just saying, I got the sisters box, put one sister together and went, I don't actually want these.
Yeah.
which is crazy because I was so excited about them. I get that. I think there's part of you as well that's like, you want to buy it to show support and say, make more of this, GW.
Yeah.
Don't fucking abandon the sororitas again. Because they're fucking cool.
Yeah, and it was just a thing where it was just like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
It's nothing against, because the sculpts are great. Like, I still love the models.
Yeah, sculpts are great. Well, I don't think I've seen a Sisters model that's come out that I don't like.
And especially because like we're doing the whole Cornate ones, and like what I've done with the ones that we've got like assembled, I'm really happy with. But yeah, yeah, I just didn't really do anything. So it's quite possible you will never see anything more of them, which is a pity.
The thing is, they're there, and if you decide that you want to maybe do a project and use a couple of the models out of it, it's there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, I literally the thing that I'm the closest to finishing painting at the moment is a Chaos Space Marine that is literally one that I had was bought in like the year 2002. Like, they don't go anywhere. Like, some of the stuff that I paint is like I've bought recently, but a lot of it is, you know, there's quite a few bits.
One hell of a train car. Just noticed the seat arrangement in there. Fuck me.
Yep. There's room for extra minifigures, so let's
Ultraman.
Let's Ultraman in there. Shark Boy won't go in there because of his back. Give me 1 second, I'll go grab. What's a good one? There's a good one.
Yeah, I get that arc. God, was born in 2002. Yeah, Dan, please don't. I feel old. Oh god, don't let it set in, Longfang. Don't let it set in. Yeah, right, Kenny? Fucking hell. I feel simply called out by a current line of mini painting discussion. Like, hobby, I've got stuff from like 4th ed kicking about that I just never painted or got around to. It's okay.
Okay, I have returned with Reinhardt. From Overwatch.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
There we go. This is good. I like how the Lego figures fit better in these seats than the one made for it. That one just like falls out really easily, whereas these ones are like really solid.
Wow.
Cool.
You missed everyone going, holy shit, I wasn't even born in 2002 when you said that about Chaos Marine.
Yep. I started playing Warhammer 40,000 in, I think, late 1998. So the same year that 3rd edition came out. And I was like 12.
Yeah. That's not Reinhardt, it's the Lich King.
It is, but do you want to know the really fun thing about Reinhardt? Is he does it's in a box, so I can't just go and easily get it. But because his thing comes off, that's his face. That's fucking horrifying. He looks like he's from...
Oh, fucking hell.
But there you go. He's got his human face on the other side. So you can have him peering out if you want, which is quite fun.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
But also you can have him with the horrifying knockoff PS3 FPS face.
Oh, God, Haze. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a bit of a Haze face. Where the fuck was I?
I never work out exactly when I started 40k, or just Games Workshop stuff in general, because I remember the Necron re-release, and that was 3rd, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 2002.
Okay, so I must have started in 3rd then. Okay.
If you mean the like full-blown like redoing of the line.
Full-blown, hello, they're back, and they're now Eldritch Monstrosities, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2002.
Yeah.
Almost as if it's my job to know this stuff.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I saw one... Who was it? Someone asked the question. Oh, do you have a favourite childhood toy, Wib?
I'm trying to think what my favourite toy was. I've got like a couple that I've still got around. Like I've got a couple of Micro Machines Action Fleet, which were the bigger scale models of like an X-wing and Darth Vader's is X1 his TIE fighter that he's got.
Something like that. TIE Advance V1 maybe.
Yeah, which I've got them over the ways. But yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of things I really love. I mean, I've still got my favorite like really little kid cuddly toy, who was a mascot for Tupperware, called Sammy Seal, because he was to do with the sealing technology. So they made a mascot for it who was a seal, and he's like the cuddly toy from like being a little kid that I've always kept hold of. He's horrible. He's like a solid brick of a thing. Like just uncomfortable and upsetting, but I loved him. Steam Express.
Good.
I can't get the plushie either because it's in the bedroom and Snipes is
Yeah, it's fine. No, wait, was that someone telling you to go and show off the plushie, or is that someone saying they want a plush?
No, well, I wasn't responding to that. I was just saying, like, I can't get it. Yeah.
Because I mean, the plush thing was around for like fucking Quentin Reviews has a plush.
Yeah, you can just get them made, but you have to have so many people buy them, and straight up, not enough people would buy them to be able to do it. It would be fun, although I would feel like personally, I would not feel like it would feel weird to have a plushie of me.
Well, of the Wib character, we'll say, but I get you.
Yeah. But then we don't really have like a mascot or anything, so.
Wib Mallow. It's just the fucking slightly disappointed looking eyes. Yeah, we said minimum 400. Fuck that. Yeah. No chance.
No, that is not happening. Are we fucking missing a piece?
Got original Star Wars Micro Machines. Oh god, yeah, I remember that. I actually had the. It won't be original Star Wars. It was when the re-releases came out. I had the Death Star, like the one that you push down a lever on, and the whole thing opens up, and it's got like Tatooine and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I binned it recently when I gutted my room.
I did used to have a Star Wars like Micro Machine playset that was a Stormtrooper head that you opened up.
Yeah. I had a Battle Droid one as well. It's just the head of the Battle Droid, which is weird.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check the bags, but I think we're missing a piece. Oh no, wait.
Oh, good.
How did I not notice that right there? Okay, so false alarm.
Okay.
Also, this is quite high ceiling. I was worried that like Ultraman, especially Reinhardt's head, but he actually sits quite low compared to the regular figures, so it's not that bad. But I thought it might just be pushing it, but no, it's quite a high ceiling. You see, now say what you want about like, like Lego is really expensive. Like it is, even this kind of stuff that's like not real Lego. Is still not an inexpensive thing. Like, it's this is cheap, but some of it is it's.
Then you can feel the cheapness because the tolerances can be a bit weird and shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And all that.
And so sometimes it feels like it's a lot to like do, but I find something really therapeutic about building Lego.
I think that's the thing. It's much like doing like painting models and stuff like that. There's something therapeutic about it for some people.
It's like, like I said, I misspoke. Like this stuff is cheap and stuff. So this is kind of like a cheap alternative, but you don't get such a nice thing at the end of it.
Yeah.
But like, I love building Lego. Like, I just wish it was cheaper because it's just it's so hard to justify buying a lot of the time. Like, because at least with Warhammer, like, I'll spend like I'll buy a kit, I'll spend hours building it, hours painting it, and then hours and hours playing with it.
Just going to say, putting that roof on the train cars is stuff of nightmares, and I hate it.
It actually went on pretty fine, honestly. Okay. Okay, is that? Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Good.
There we go. We have built
train.
The Steam Express. And
Tren.
Tren. Yeah, honestly, like it's not bad. Like it's very old Lego. This reminds me of like the stuff from like the early 90s, like late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually right. You know what?
Yeah.
What one thing that the one thing I always wanted, but it was far too expensive. I always wanted the Lego train set.
Yeah.
Those Lego
Someone
train sets.
mentioned they had that when they were a kid earlier.
They're just fucking great. Like it's one of those things where like these days, of course, I could just like buy it. Well, it still costs it costs a lot of money, but like
fucking justify that to yourself.
Yeah, it's like I'm a grown up. I can make those decisions, but
responsibilities and shit.
But I also don't have the room for that kind of stuff. That's the thing. Like that's the biggest problem. Like with this flat, it's just so small. There's nowhere to put anything, and like we need to gut things quite significantly at the moment. But yeah. So that's a fun little thing, isn't it? Like a little train. Sometimes it falls over, but don't worry about it.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's not a bad little toy. That's not a bad little toy. So, decision time.
Oh, hey, Web, they totally still do like full train sets and and stuff. I didn't actually realize.
Yeah. The thing is, I kind of want some of the old ones, like the ones I remember.
Yeah, that's true.
However, would you like to see me build another kit? Because there is another kit I have.
That's up to chat.
To chat, do you want to see me build another kit? I don't want to like, steer your hand or anything, but it is a robot. I'm seeing a lot of yeses.
Yeah. Before the stream, I meant to say while you were setting up for the stream earlier, I did boot up Squadrons and check, and the little fucking new dangly bit in the cockpit is there in the store now.
Oh, I'm glad your danglies are all in order.
Yeah, I've already bought it.
Oh wow! Well, okay. This thing just slides around like a motherfucker on the floor protector that we've got. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's just not staying upright. Fucking hell. It's like a greased up pig on that damn thing. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay. Look what you've done, chat. Look what you've done. God damn it.
Okay, let's get these little pieces out of the way so I don't think they're part of the kit. But yes, these were the spare parts we got with that big train was severed arm, red, 2 little black nubs, and a single yellow.
Fucking arm. So weird.
So. Here is the robot. It's a 3-in-1 robot. It's the same thing. I think this cost £3, so it was a lot cheaper.
Oh Jesus!
Same stuff though, so it should be the same kind of quality.
I'm just going to say that's a knockoff Transformer, and it's really rough looking.
The head though, I'm very excited about this headpiece. This looks like that could be fun. One thing that I really would love to get one day is there was a bunch of not Lego. It was like a different brand, but they made like minifigs, and they made some Transformers ones.
Is that the Creo stuff?
It might be the Creo stuff. And they had just little minifigs, and they were just like little chibi versions, and they had like the full headpiece and everything, and they looked fucking great. I would love to get a...
Yeah, that sounds like the Creo stuff. They still make those.
Yeah, I've been meaning to, like... Because they were really expensive to get specific ones you wanted. When I last checked, it was a few years ago, so I don't know. And I wanted to get one of the... any of the plain ones. So any of the ones that are a palette swap of Starscream, basically.
Yeah.
If I can get
Oh god, there's a term for them, Seekers, I think.
Yeah, if I could get a Starscream one, that would be the best, because Starscream is amazing. Yeah, the actual like kits and stuff I'm whatever. I just want the minifigs because I just love how they look.
Yeah.
Or at least I just want one. That's the thing. I don't want to like get into like a whole collection thing. I just want one, which I should get. I'll just get myself one at some point.
Yeah.
So the fun thing about Transformers is like I like Transformers just fine. I watched the show a lot as a kid, but I've never been like a Transformers fan because there's so much to that fucking franchise that is.
One says buy Gundams. That's a whole other fucking kettle of fish.
I love the Gundam like designs. One day I will buy some fucking
Gundam. Never say Gundam. It's weird.
Okay, so right. Okay, I think I need to show you this. So there's 3 designs that you can build with this. I don't know.
That's terrible. Jesus Christ.
One of them is a robot, and 2 of them are piles of shit.
I was about to fucking say.
That are just bits cobbled together in an offensive manner. So quite frankly, I'm going to ignore they exist.
One moment. Kerry, I think Ghostrek and Felix can just turn up wherever the fuck and be a hero for any army that's like not pure evil. So yeah. Would you mind very much if I went for a quick cigarette?
Oh, I guess it's allowed.
Oh,
You're allowed. I guess I'll let you have your own bodily autonomy.
Yeah, thanks, boss. I'll be right back, everyone.
Okay. Okay, that's kind of disappointing. I hoped the head would be a regular minifigure like sized thing that you could like just wear as a hat. But no, it's like a separate piece. It doesn't even like attach onto it. There's like a thing in there. So that's a shame. Minus points for that. Make it a little bit smaller. Make it fit on a minifig, and that would be perfect. Okay. Let me see. Has anyone asked any questions recently? If there are, they're off the top where I can see it, so that means it doesn't exist. But if anyone's got anything they want to ask, feel free. I'll peer over from time to time. Okay. Date Ash. Date Ash. I mean, I have a friend called Ash, and she's lovely, but like, she's married. I'm married. It would be awkward. So I'm not going to do that. I'll ignore that part of step 1. So, okay, that is a fucking piece. Okay. This is... Oh, good. Big ball joints. We're getting like sort of 40% Bionicle sort of range here. Okay. Where the hecking flip? There we go. What made you decide to start creating content online? Well, I think I actually talked about this in the recent Q&A that I did on my little side channel. Basically, I just started making stuff like little animations and nonsense like in about 2003. To just like largely to like just put up on like GeoCities accounts, which should tell you how long ago this was. And like yeah, I've just kind of never stopped doing it. So I've just been making stuff like. So I've just always been a bit of an arty person, and then just getting into like doing stuff with computers and sort of the dawn of the like modern internet age. I've just never really stopped. It's no grand thing. It's just it's just a compulsion at this point. So that's why you will often see me doing new and different, like I'll try out different things every now and again just because it's something to do in it. It's less of a decision, more of just well, that's just what I do, isn't it? Why trains? Why not buses or aeroplanes? Because trains are just cool. I think it's because trains have this inherent sort of clunky like thing to them. They feel like a big, solid piece of technology, as opposed to like this like. But they also kind of harken back to like you got your old steam trains that has a sort of nostalgia kind of vibe to it. Which buses don't really have, I guess, because cars and things we see a lot more, so they're more mundane. And aeroplanes are like magic, so that doesn't really count to me. I don't know. I guess there's also the thing of that they're just a really like efficient and cool way of transporting things that people seem to just ignore. So you end up with like fucking idiots like Elon Musk inventing worse trains and then acting like we're supposed to think that they're geniuses. But trains already exist, and trains are cool. These are slightly unusual tyres. Nope, trains are a hoax. Yeah, no, trains don't exist. They're, okay. At least they spin alright. Yep. Leviathan. Oh yeah, those big ass fucking things, yeah. If you could drive any train/locomotive, I mean, honestly, it would just bring me immense amount of joy to just be allowed to be in charge of a train for like 5 minutes. Because I have like driven, piloted, captained a boat for like a couple of hours. Just a little small boat for on the Norfolk Broads, but that was kind of fun. It's like in that regard, it was like, oh, it's like driving a car, but anyone can do it, and it requires no previous training, and the worst case scenario is you run into some reeds for a bit. So it's not really a big deal.
Hello.
Hello. I was talking about socialist trains and how you can crash a boat, it doesn't matter.
Good. Wib, what model do you most dislike for any reason?
Well, first off, before we get into that, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure you're having a good time, my friend.
I'm a bit out of sorts, but I'm okay, don't worry.
I'm glad.
But
yeah,
model you'd most dislike for any reason?
I don't really know. Like, there's some that I just find sort of like, I look at them and I'm like I don't like the Lord of Skulls, for example. Like, there's sort of...
I remember the fucking backlash when that came out. It was kind of sad.
Like, it's very much like, it looks like a toy to me.
At the same time, it's the most 40k thing ever because it's so fucking dumb.
But it's very, like, epic 40k.
Yeah, style. Definitely epic 40k.
But, like, I know some people like it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's the thing. Like, I'm the sort of person that, like, I have strong opinions about some things, but, like, for the most part, I'm just like, whatever. Like,
yeah. It's like, when the two of us say, The Last Jedi was a good movie.
That's
okay.
That's because it objectively is. As much as objective film criticism is not a real thing, and anyone that tells you it is selling you something, I think it's very good.
Yeah, sort of. It's got problems, but still.
Yeah, every movie does. No such thing as a perfect work of art.
Yep. For those who don't know, I basically live tweeted my entire time watching the 3 sequel movies one day on Twitter. Okay, those legs actually look a little stronger than I thought they were.
It does have the problem that the ball joints are somewhat inconsistently like strong, which is again like sort of What about Hot Fuzz? I I've seen Hot Fuzz once. I'm not actually the hugest fan of that. I've not actually seen World's End. Is it World's End, the third one?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, and I am not the hugest fan of them. Like, I know a lot of people are, and I don't think they're bad movies, but it's just not my thing.
I like Hot Fuzz because it's such a good like satire on dumb cop shows.
Yeah. I think it's got a lot to do with it. I knew someone who was like scarily into those movies, and it sort of put me off them a bit because like if you know when you're sometimes if you're around someone who doesn't know how to take the hint that you're sort of indifferent on something and like
yeah I get you,
and you sort of like it's fine, like you know, like I don't mind hearing you talk about it, you're excited about a thing, that's cool, but like just accept that it's not something that I care about.
If there was one dead or out of production Games Workshop game you could magically return with modern sculpts and fully supported, which would it be?
Now you expect me to say Gorka Morka.
No, I don't.
What do you expect me to say?
I don't know. I didn't think Gorka Morka though.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would fucking love new Grot Rebellion stuff.
Because part of me just wants to say Battlefleet Gothic because it was a very different style of game.
Selfishly, I would like Battlefleet Gothic because I just want to buy some of those. I want to buy like a Space Marine battle barge and not have to like take out a loan. Because they're like 60 quid or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could go. I don't think I'd pick Battlefleet Gothic as my first choice, but yeah, I'd also be like totally fine with Battlefleet Gothic.
It's just I think the main thing is I want something that's totally different than the sort of GW output than out, and like Gorka Morka, fine, but like it's still land battle-y stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, Nautica Imperialis and Battlefleet Gothic was very different. Like Manowar was for fantasy as well, like just a different beast.
Yeah.
Manowar also had like that awesome like squid submarine thing.
Yes. What the fuck are we doing here? There we go. He's getting there. This is actually surprisingly big.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, on the box, I could see how big it was, but, like, intellectually, I couldn't, like, quantify that. There we go. He's long. To get him on screen, I'm probably just going to have him squatting, like...
Some OG Warhammer Quest would be nice. Aren't they? Oh, wait, no, it was Hero Quest that's getting redone. Sorry, okay.
Yeah, and that's like having the GW stuff like scrubbed from it by the look of it.
What if Inquisitor but AOS? Do you mean Soulbound? The roleplay game set in AOS?
They probably mean like with the is it 54mm models?
Oh, they had huge fucking figures, yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. Fun fact: Inquisitor. You know, some of
the RPG game.
Yeah, the RPG game, Inquisitor, does seem to share some of the rule set from Laserburn.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it's a direct, like, some of it was taken from Confrontation, because if you've not seen the video we did about
right.
it.
Okay.
Laserburn, 1980s game by Brian Ansell. That later showed up as a game called Confrontation that was basically the beta version of Necromunda that then when Brian Ansell left GW
whole fucking thing.
Yeah, sort of fell to the wayside, and then they and then the ideas for Confrontation were then put into Necromunda, but the actual gameplay of Necromunda was radically different. But some of the gameplay does seem quite similar in Inquisitor, and I have seen some people say that it might be based on the same rule set because it's quite similar in some ways.
It could
but
be, yeah.
It also could just be because it's based around the same basic idea of D100 kind of rolls.
And yeah, if you mean, you know, Age of Sigmar version of Inquisitor just for the sake of the 54mm models, yeah, fine. But if you want an actual role-playing game, Soulbound exists. It's an AOS RPG.
And Inquisitor, well, the thing is, Inquisitor's not a role-playing game.
Is it not?
No, it's a skirmish game.
Oh fuck! So it is. Jesus.
No,
yeah,
you wouldn't
so
know that the way everyone talks about it. I've always thought it.
I just think of it as an RPG now.
Yeah,
Fuck.
The way I'd always heard it described was as more of an RPG, and then I like actually got the rulebook. A lovely couple called Kat and Jim. Jim used to work for GW, and so he had a bunch of like the rulebooks he was given when he worked there, and he just gave me a stack of them, so we'd have them for videos and stuff.
But yeah, a skirmish game would be cool.
I mean, we've already got that. That's what there's a couple of no for Age of Sigmar, because you've got Warcry.
Oh god, Warcry.
The other one that I always forget the name
of. There's Warcry and there's what's the other one? Fuck. Underworlds.
Yeah, that one.
Thank you, Lynn. But is that not like card based as well, or is that one of the other?
Something like that. I've never gone into it because it's
a whole thing.
It's a whole thing, and like I have only so much space in my brain for whole things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying. While I'm doing this, I'm trying to follow these somewhat vague instructions.
It's a hex-based, deck-based skirmish game, right? Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, my brain could not handle that.
Oh, I put those on wrong.
Yeah, weren't they? Yeah, Dinsdale, weren't the old Inquisitor like 54mm models? Weren't they Forge World, or was it some of them were?
No, well, they might have had some of them, but they weren't inherently because they were made of metal.
Because I remember the fucking big Space Marine was Forge World at one point.
Yeah, but that's
maybe they retooled it.
No, that's a different thing entirely.
Is it? Fucking hell.
That is a different scale model that was just big.
Okay.
Yeah. This is so some parts of this are very sturdy, like these legs are very sturdy. This is all feeling very flimsy.
Oh, good.
Gotta say, like. I remember trying to build, I was really into Power Rangers as a kid, and I remember trying to build Zords out of Lego. I'd make them the legs would be like little cars that I'd make.
Yeah.
And then make it so that they would bend into be a leg and have connectors to join up with the body. And I did the whole thing, and I remember how flimsy all the joins would be, because things like these ball joints just didn't exist at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. You actually just thinking about it there, Warcry, something I need to look more into, because I need to work out what the fuck is going on in that game, because the models are so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I was seeing there's an article, because there was there was recently an article that was very
Mod Hill just mentioned that Inquisitor was Specialist Games. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
not Forge World.
Oh, okay. This is getting into the dangerous part where you've got a very flimsy part and you've got to try and attach one of these ball joints into.
Oh, Jesus.
Which could easily just fall apart. But yeah, there was an article printed recently, was it in the Guardian or something, that was...
oh god, that was wrong.
That was just wrong about a lot of stuff. Because apparently...
you could just Google that.
You just ask someone. Just ask someone. Don't rely on your nephew's fucking thing when he played it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But there was a kind of response to it that I read someone had done, and they were talking about how Warhammer is expensive, and it is, but these days, you can get into stuff like Warcry and stuff where you can just buy little things, or Blood Bowl or Necromunda, where the actual buy-in's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a lot of other things, even you think about getting say a decent deck together for something like Magic the Gathering is gonna end up running you a fair bit of cash.
Or play non-GW games which are rather cheap. Yeah, however,
not as many people play them, which is the problem.
Not as many people play them, and sometimes the sculpts aren't as good. GW is for all the shit they get at times, their sculpts are really good.
Yeah, if you want to play other things, that is totally fine. I'm not going to sit there and tell you not to. I'm not going to sit there and be some kind of an apologist for GW and or a shill for them. Play whatever you want. But like for me personally, I like the worlds. I like the way the models look, and the quality of the sculpts is something I'm very used to.
Yeah.
And I know that I can get games of those. Whereas if I say going to exterminate the Warlord Games Doctor Who game, so that I
got you that fucking Dalek from that. I forgot.
So that I can field an army of special weapons Daleks,
Which is the best way to play it. It's like a squadron full of B-wings. It's just peak performance.
But I know I will never find another human that owns a single model of it. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, in an ideal world, there would be a lot more variety in what games are big and popular, and that would be really cool because then we'd get to see a lot more different things, and GW would have a bit more competition, and it might stop them doing some of their more shitty practices.
Someone mentioned their Star Wars Legion has very good models and seems very popular. Yeah, I was surprised in how good the models were when I bought that kit for Wib.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I need to get on painting the rest of those actually. My Imperial Remnant stormtroopers.
It makes me think like if I had one the skills and two the money, I would actually like to do an Imperial Remnant force, but like give them fucking rebel symbols on them and stuff.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
Because they're just like, fuck the Empire.
They are kind of small, though, for painting rebel symbols is the only issue.
Ah, shit, you're right, yeah.
Because they don't have, like, a big shoulder pad like a Marine, which is really useful for that kind of stuff. And the other problem I have is that the main place that I have that I can actually go and game is Warhammer World.
Star Wars Legions are a bit too large for me, personally. Got a scene here, but would never play it myself. Large, and do you mean just in terms of the size of force? Because I don't know. I don't know the rules.
Yeah, I thought it was more kind of skirmish based.
Yeah,
seemed pretty simple from what I've seen of the rules, but I've also not intricately gone into them. So
two large models. The models are pretty small.
They're not. They're a little larger than GW stuff, but like
are they?
I'll show you. I can
I've completely forgotten. Apparently, don't worry about it. I'm talking about Mars.
This is a small flat. Everything is within arm's reach.
Models are the same size as 40k models. Okay, I thought they were smaller. Where the fuck did I get that from?
Like they're more realistically proportioned than GW stuff, but like yeah, there you go. There's just one next to a Chaos Space Marine. They're like a little taller than a Chaos Space Marine. Like obviously you can't use they are scaled like because they're scaled more realistically. They don't look right next to like Warhammer stuff because this is like heroic 30. Is it 32 or is it 28? It's 28. This is at
28.
It's like heroically scaled. They actually explicitly do not give a scale for 40k and Age of Sigmar as far as I'm aware. But yeah, they're just a little taller because they're just more realistically proportioned, but they're very similar, honestly. Yeah. Like, if that still seems weird to you, like I don't blame anyone. I'm not like
no, but
I'm not saying you're wrong about thinking they're too big, but you know, just they are a little bit bigger, but it's mostly just due down to proportions. But yeah, where are we? What the flip was I doing? Ah, yes.
You were building a mech, and I was checking for questions in chat.
Ah, yes.
What are your thoughts on the World of Darkness tabletop RPG setting, or just Vampire the Masquerade in general?
I know nothing about it except for playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which is a very janky...
Honestly, very much the same. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, very janky, but a very good video game that I like a lot. But I don't really know much else apart from that. I've never played the actual thing because I got into like playing. So I've been playing 40k for a long time, but like role playing games, like I only got into them like relatively recently in my life. Like maybe like I played my first one, like maybe I want to say like 7 years ago, something like that. Which I'm 34. That's like yesterday to me. It'll happen to you.
No, don't let it set in, kids.
Oh god, this. Oh god. Oh
As
god.
for like RPGs and stuff, I have only done a few sessions of D&D, and that's it. And I do want to play more RPGs, but there's also just the huge amount of anxiety and fear of performance in me that I'm like,
I've played a game of D&D with you, and you did great.
yeah, because my character was completely silent most of the time.
Well,
That's how I get around it.
I mean, I was playing my comedy goblin, so
Yeah,
I was playing normal.
normal the comedy goblin.
I love normal so much.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a little
I
prick.
also want to try Soulbound at some point, Shane. It looks cool. I want to play as a Stormcast with a big shield and a hammer.
I just want to say this is okay. This is like one of the big weaknesses. The entire leg thing is just on a little, like.
Oh fuck
That's
that!
it.
That is glued. Jesus.
Like, so let's just say an example. Oh look, I'm just holding it, and the whole thing fell apart. There we go. See, this is the parts of Lego. Obviously, they are parts are very well made, and they are of slightly higher quality. That is true.
Yeah.
But this is the one thing that like Lego imitations have never quite got. The general like design of things has never been as good. So things just fall apart. Like I'm not going to go away and spend all this time like going into the fucking room and grabbing things. But I've got the Reinhardt that is like because the Reinhardt that I've got is part of like a big kit that's like it's a huge big Reinhardt, but it's really solid. Like things don't fall off it when you're just touching it.
It's like there's those.
Like that.
Oh god! Like the super special high brand expensive Lego stuff. There's like a Yoda and a baby Yoda like kit you can buy, and it's just like a scaled Yoda. Oh. Those things are just solid.
Yeah. But yeah, this is getting into very iffy territory. Like,
will these knockoffs hurt as much when you tread in them barefoot at 3 a.m?
You know what? I'm going to try something. You may call me mad, you may call me insane, but I have long maintained that Lego doesn't hurt that much when you tread on it, and everyone are just weak little babies. I am going to tread on some Lego intentionally. I'm going to take my sock off as well, so it's going to be like proper. If you hear me scream, then I am saying everyone is right, and I'm sorry.
Christ. Look at what this stream has become.
Yeah, if you weren't expecting that, that'd hurt a little bit, but also grow up.
Yeah, I think the thing is...
Sorry, I'm being very intentionally antagonistic now, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I think the thing is, like, when it comes to stepping on a Lego, it's when you're unaware and it's like the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah, the solution there is to just be a real boring child like I was. And
I was not.
And just put your Lego away fastidiously.
Yeah, I wasn't like that.
You're treading on fake Lego.
If I was building stuff, I would fucking pour the entire box of Lego out on the floor, you know?
Oh, I did put it upside down, Duang Dan. Because I thought that'd hurt more. Stepping on an upturned UK plug is a worse floor object to stand on. Yes, those are bad. I've heard the American ones are actually worse because they can just go into your foot because they're sharper.
What the fuck? But
because
they are built differently. You couldn't have it standing up.
Yeah, you couldn't have it. But if you have one of the plugs that can be set up like that, I have heard they can just go into your foot.
Oh no, wait, so they can. I have a fucking US plug kicking about here somewhere that came with my lightsaber. Where the fuck did I put it? Fuck knows.
But yes, I apologise for being so antagonistic about the Lego thing. It's just something that. It's something that I find I've just always found kind of peculiar because it's like one of those things where people talk about it like it's a. You know what it is? Is when I was a kid, people would talk about getting like stapling into your hand.
Oh, I remember that craze.
And I was like, well, I've never done it. And they're like, oh, you must have done it. I'm like, no, I haven't. When I use a stapler, I'm careful.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm actually analysing from this is that all these pains and things that people experience that are very real I was too boring of a child to experience any of them. Because I was just, no, I'm going to put my things away, and then I'm going to...
You want to know the worst pain? A friend of mine fell out of his bunkhead onto an old Chaos Rhino with the metal spikes.
Ooh, I have... I've cut myself quite a few times on like old metal spikes. Okay, look, you know I'm talking about design? So these parts here...
I have one somewhere. It came with my lightsaber. Yeah, psychologist. I have a lightsaber thanks to you lot.
So
okay,
these bits here, these are attached only by what is above them.
Oh.
So they attach like that. Now it wants me to put this piece on here.
Oh.
Okay, but that part's just falling off trying to move it out the way. Which is actually good because now I can get my finger behind it. But previously, if it was fully built, you couldn't do that. So if you try and press onto it... You know, It's almost like I bought this for £3 which post-Brexit is worth about the same as a fucking pickled egg.
Not a Scotch egg,
or one Scotch egg with a cummy centre. I've had a real Scotch egg since, and I feel a lot better about Scotch eggs.
What the fuck happened with the first one?
No, it was supposed to be like that. It was
like
a
cummy inside?
It was a feature that it was liquid on the inside.
Oh, like the yolk was runny?
Yeah, it was runny.
Okay, that's fine.
But it was cold and runny.
Oh, no, fuck that. If it's cold, fuck that.
It was gross and weird. And whoever did it needs to go to jail.
No. You don't do that when it's cold. No.
Yeah, I don't even believe in jails, and like whoever did it needs to go to a jail.
And yeah, for chat who don't know, since Psychologist brought it up, and I just mentioned it offhandedly, through me doing a shitload of streaming and a very, very generous donations of people in chat, I bought a lightsaber from Saberforge. Custom for me. It's sick. I love it. I have a stand and it's sitting on my desk now.
So I just want to... This head spins round better than this wheel. Just putting that out there.
What colour Helldiver? Whatever colour I want, it's got an RGBW LED in it. It's Golden Harvest V3 soundboard as well, so it's got all the stuff. It just isn't NeoPixel because Jesus Christ, that's expensive. Scotch eggs should always be hard-boiled eggs. Always. I disagree if they're hot. If they're actually served hot. You okay there, Wib? Wib?
I think I've missed a thing somewhere.
Oh.
Have I?
Okay, but what if a Scotch egg but the meat is liquid? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I missed a step, which does improve the structural will improve the structural integrity of this top part. So that will be mildly better. But the big problem of the legs just fall off will still be there because that's unsolvable at this point.
Helldiver, I legitimately don't want to talk about Brexit because holy fucking shit, I feel like death enough of the time right now.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
Yeah. And I think destroy it. Is this a Lego Transformer? Kind of.
It's a Wilko's blocks transformer. Well, it's not actually a transformer. It looks like it should be a transformer, but it actually isn't. Okay,
what
there we
if
go.
The egg was entirely liquid? That would be called a raw egg.
Just a raw egg inside sausage meat.
It's a cisformer.
I did. What was it? I found. I did find like. Oh, okay. There we go. That's actually held in place by those, so the head just doesn't endlessly rotate.
Okay. Remember Playmobil? It was like Lego, but shit. How dare you? I love Playmobil.
Playmobil is shit.
Cisformers, robots all the time. Oh,
I did find. I found a robot. I meant to post it on Twitter. like where it was in like a pound shop, and it was like trans robot, and it's like I don't think that means what you think it means, friend. Like that's cool, but like only if you're meaning to do
I
it.
do not think it means what you think it means.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is done, but it also looks unfinished. I have all these parts left over, but I think that's just because...
Because it's a bad kit.
Well, yeah, there is that, but I think it's mostly because... Let me have a double check through the instructions here, and then we'll... Just to make sure that I'm... God, I'm looking at the other things you can build from it, and they don't half look wank. Look at this shit. That's just a fucking mess.
Well, he did say you can make it a robot, or a pile of shite, or a pile of shite.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So here is the robot. He is quite large, and for the price, that is a lot of pieces. And like, he's not terrible. And he does kind of like you know, his arms do move. He
kind of looks like a Michael Bay Transformer.
A little bit, although I do notice
he's got that weird spindliness to him.
Although he does, I don't know if you can see this, but he doesn't have a nose.
Oh.
He just has lips. Very, very defined lips.
That ain't good.
He's good. You know what he's gonna do? I'm gonna take his head off so I don't hit the thing. So he's gonna go. Let's have a look so you can see it clearly. It's kind of hard to.
Oh, see you later on, Helldiver.
He's gonna give you all a kiss. Mwah.
That's really weird.
Except it'll be cold because he's made of metal.
I'm made of metal.
Yeah, so like the joints and things are relatively like strong on these kind of parts. Like the upper body's actually like once I put in that thing I missed, the upper body's actually pretty solid. Like for the most part.
How's the join between the upper and lower body though?
We'll get to that. So like these bits are weird. It's like it's got missiles for like things, but personally I'd just take these off and then.
I would honestly replace that with like...
You know what I do? Let's just use the actual fucking pieces that we've got left.
Yeah.
And somewhat limited. Because...
Thank you, Longship. I'm glad someone got my reference. We better
okay, there we go. There you go. That's like a wrist thing, and then you can have like fingers there. That's just better.
Yep. Job done.
Yeah, I mean, I'll rebuild it because it bothers me for it not to be as the god Wilko intended.
What happens if he punches someone with those missile fists at an explosion?
It's like the rocket hammers that orcs have.
Yeah. This fucking super sledge. Oh no, that doesn't explode though, does it?
Yeah.
Just makes it hit harder.
So there are some issues here. You'll be surprised to know. So obviously it's got wheels on it to make it look like a transformer, even though it doesn't transform. I mean, technically you can just build it differently, but like quite frankly,
no.
It's not so much building it differently as just I want to say just building it wrong. Like even though
it's just taking it apart to build it wrong.
Yeah, even if you like, that's just not right. Like look at that. Look at that. What is that? That's just a mess. That's just like look at it. There's like
that is a mess.
Look at this little ball joint things just everywhere. Like then
it's like we had these parts. We had to use them somewhere.
Is there more steps to that? No, it's asymmetrical too. Like no, they just need to stop that. However, I did just notice. So I don't think you were here for this, but so this one, these are actually the names of the different things. I think. So this one is called Date Ash.
Or Date Ash.
Date Ash, which, as I said, I have a good friend. I have a very good friend called Ash, but she's taken, as am I.
Yes.
So we won't be doing that.
Yep.
Although admittedly, you can just have friend dates, and that would be fun. But also, we're not allowed to because the world is ending. So this one, this is Date Ash. This is the good one. The shit ones are called Axle Spirit, which is
a better name.
Which is admittedly a name.
Yeah.
And the other
feels like they were going for Pacific Rim style names.
And the other one is called Sound Prime.
That's terrible.
There is nothing prime about that.
Gypsy Danger, Cherno Alpha, Date Ash.
Yeah. Let's get back to this very serious review I'm having of this. That is very important.
Yep.
So this upper part, has some design issues, like just kind of my personal preferences, like these wheels to make it look like a transformer. Like it's not like you can kind of like squat it down to roll on these wheels.
Johnson, sorry.
You can't make it roll on these wheels because this joint doesn't move in a way that would allow you to do anything other than that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this just fell off the back, which is the next thing I was going to talk about. What is this?
I just realised you've just become Ashens.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. I get that my like basically the problem is that I am very British, and my sense of humor.
Ashens is also very British.
He is also very British, and we both have him being from Norwich and me being from Derby means that even though we come from different parts of the country, we both have relatively neutral accents. And so when you see someone with a relatively neutral English accent talking, using their hands, and then talking about shitty like tat. Who both have a not entirely dissimilar sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get very Ashensy
I feel like
sometimes.
YouTuber like just like split up at birth or something.
But yeah, so this part.
Quick, Web, shave your head. No.
Oh no, bald Ashens is a little terrifying to me.
So is bald bomber guy. Jesus Christ.
But he at least grew out a giant beard.
Yeah, he is painfully handsome with that beard. It's weird, and I feel betrayed.
I love my relationship.
Why is that there?
I don't know. My relationship with H Bomber Guy is very fascinating to me, which is that he follows me on Twitter, and we have talked a couple of times. He's been very nice in my interactions with him, by the way. But like he every 6 months he'll retweet a tweet I make about Star Trek, and then my notifications become unusable for the next like day.
Oh, what a horrible problem you have when
it's so weird.
You.
But yeah, so this bit on the back, which he's barely holding on. So it's got these bits, which are like little wings, but they're the smallest wings possible.
Oh, Haas the Cynic, thank you for following.
Ah, thank you. But this is the part I'm most confused about. What is this? What is that?
Wings.
No, this bit here. This little dangly dingly
Oh,
bit.
the flippy floppy? It's a dongle.
It's a little flippy floppy. Why is there a flippy floppy? What's the flippy floppy?
Are you going to shame someone for the flippy floppy?
I want to shame this guy for his flippy floppy, because not least because it's really low. This is so big, it's kind of hard to get on the camera. It's like weirdly far down the back.
It's the spinal flap.
It's the spinal flap. Good.
There we go.
But
Well
it's so far down the back that it just kind of wobbles and is weird.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not like backpack height. It's like it's just uncomfortable.
Also a cat holder.
A cat holder. It could be. You know what? If we turn it the other way around. There we go. Mm-hmm. It can hold a shark friend.
Good. Job done. Perfect.
There we go. That's what it's for.
We have reached perfection.
Legs, as I said, relatively sturdy. But the big problem is that joint is just so fucking weak. That completely like makes the whole thing unusable as like an action figure because the legs will just fall off.
I would just glue that.
Yeah.
In.
And the fact that I was able to just do that and like just go clunk and not think about it, like says how weak it was that I could rely on that. But yeah,
plastic
so there you
cement,
go.
Plastic cement, that's a super glue job. That's the big comedy sized tube of Yoo-hoo glue.
I don't actually know if polystyrene cement would work on this because
Polycement's weird
because it doesn't work on all plastics, and I wouldn't be surprised if the kind of stuff they make this out of doesn't affect it. Super glue, however, will work because super glue can connect pretty much anything to anything. Although don't use it on foam. That makes foam gets really hot.
Yes,
if you put super glue on the chemical reaction. I found that out the hard way when I burnt my finger.
Next on the stream, Wib experiments with glue.
But there you go. I don't know. This is a stream that we've done. But yeah, there we go. That is the thing, and he looks really awkward when you put his arms down because he's got no shoulder blade, like shoulders at all. Like if the head was lower, like let's get him on the thing. Just it's really weirdly high. He's got like a really, he's got like a popped collar.
Yeah, Modio just said Legos are non-styrene plastic. There you go.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
But yeah. So there we go.
Good. Hope you all enjoyed this stream.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed whatever this was.
Yeah, I'm going to go and play Squadrons now.
Do you want to play a couple of rounds of Squadrons?
If you want, but also I don't mind, dude.
It's up to you. It's up to you. If you're feeling up to it, just, you know.
Yeah, I'm totally up for it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you wanted to finish off the stream or whatever.
It's fine. I mean, what? We've only been going for like 2.5 hours. It's not actually that long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, God, we started half an hour late. I forgot.
Yeah, let me put. Oh God. Okay, I've just got a pile of Lego boxes, bags, and stuff next to me. Okay. But
1.5 win? I thought we started at 7:30. It'll be 2.5 by now.
Yeah, the first bit of the stream, I think we're doing for like an hour, just under an hour,
Yeah.
and we'll be doing this for an hour and
right,
39
okay.
minutes. So that might be up by a few minutes as the first one. Like it might be a bit over an hour, but I thought it was.
Right, just to make sure, can you actually hear me right now?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Psychologist says, Wib, if you really have to stick something, get some sticks like shit from a builder's merchant. The stuff will glue anything, even underwater.
You see, I feel like that's something I shouldn't have because I have a nasty habit of getting glue all over my hands, and I don't want to stick myself to the sofa.
Solvent free, which is nice. Yeah, you need to have like one of those caulking guns thingies to use it. Caulking guns.
That stuff, yeah. Okay, let me put all this stuff behind me. There we go. All right. Now to reassemble this into a desk that a human can use. Okay, boop. Oh, hey. Goodbye, webcam. You're not needed anymore. I don't have to worry about you. I can turn this fucking light off.
Yeah, we
like 2 feet.
I love a good sticky web.
There is an old like profile image I had on DeviantArt that was literally just me like glued to, like my leg glued to my face. Like, you win this round. Like me trying to assemble Space Marines.
Good.
Okay. Reach for controller.
You sounded like you were getting auto-tuned there for a second.
I was gonna say I could be the new T-Pain, but then I realised how much that reference ages me.
Oh God, yeah, fuck. That's Brad, it was a drawing, I'm guessing. Wib didn't literally glue his leg to his face.
Yes. I will since I'm
Wib is in fact that flexible, just so everyone knows.
I'm not anymore.
Oh damn.
Oh God.
The glory days are over, man.
I forgot that DeviantArt got changed to.
Oh God, don't even go there. It's weird. I don't like the new UI.
Here we go. I'll show people. They can have fun. There you go. That's the picture. That's me. That's me being funny. Funny. I'm very funny on the internet. Very funny.
You are funny.
I need to draw more again. I used to draw a lot.
I'm gonna pester you to fucking do it. If you need me to, I mean.
Yeah. I remember this image that someone got very mad at me for. Because I did it and they were like, "Oh, why are you like, why are you like using the art as an excuse to go go on a rant?" And like I wrote this out, which like is a lot, but I used to do that all the time. I'd write like big descriptions for everything, and like it was mostly just sitting there going like, "Hey, yeah, there was these errors with it, like." you know, I'm
Yeah.
just making a joke about it, like, and explaining it, because I
Yeah.
basically worked on the assumption that most people who followed me at the time didn't know what it was fucking talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, some
And also,
really,
Finecast improved over time.
yeah,
It's not perfect, but it's improved over time.
yeah. This was from the original run of it, where it was super rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody got really, like, was like really upset about it. It was very funny.
Wib, I completely forgot to mention this. I think I talked about this in one of Longfang streams, but I've been going through my dad's old Kenner Star Wars stuff. I think you'd like some of the 80s tech shortcuts they take, much like Han Solo's blaster, which you turn on a motor and the trigger pulls down a piece of plastic.
Yes.
Onto a wheel driven by the motor, which makes it start shooting noise when it hits it. It works surprisingly well.
Yeah, there's a lot of like jank stuff. I occasionally watch. There's a channel called Toy Polloi.
Okay, no, but fuck you. That Jokero is adorable.
Yeah, I'm still. I actually use this image in the next video because it's relevant.
Nice.
Yeah, oh God, now I'm remembering all the art I used to do, like my fucking It'll End in Heresy comic.
I remember that.
Yeah. I really wish I'd have put that on this frame here now. Like after I did it, I was like, I should totally put that there, because then it would have left the completely awkward middle frame. That would have been so much. That would have had better timing. Yeah. Sorry, now I'm just looking at art that I did years ago, and I'm like, this is 2012. Fucking Jesus. This was like around the time that I started doing. You know, we started doing Snipe Wib.
Yep.
And I occasionally did like vaguely serious images.
Awesome fucking World Eater. I can see there the Pre-Heresy World Eater. It's one of my favorite pieces you did.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was quite happy. I was gonna make a little Pre-Heresy Force like that, actually, like an Ice World Eaters.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I at one point asked you to do one for me of that style. I remember that there.
I still owe you that commission.
Don't worry about it.
Do you, at some point, I've been meaning to like ask you if you still want the same thing or if you want something new, because I basically I owe you one unit of art.
Yep. See you later on, Sam Random. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, see ya. I was really happy with that one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think it was like the first time I really felt I got like the chunk of Marines sort of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get you.
But anyway, enough of me reminiscing about when I used to do stuff. Let me turn that off. Because we're getting the Inception thing of like,
oh no, oh, the abyss, I see it.
I stare into the abyss.
God, how far behind am I in the fucking stream? There we go.
I just heard a neighbour say "fuck" very loudly, so that's fun. Oh shit, we were going to play Ride to Hell, but it's too late now.
Fuck you, we're playing Squadrons.
We'll do
Fuck
that.
you.
We'll do playing Ride to Hell another time.
You are not fucking dangling a carrot in front of my face for this entire stream just to say no.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. We'll play Squadrons now, but next time you're feeling up to it, stream with me and we'll play through. We don't have to play the whole game because it's unreasonably long, but we'll play through Ride to Hell.
Okay.
Because I think that would be a bonding experience. In Torment, we will grow closer.
Yeah. Hobby Elysium's rough. That area is fucking rough. Yes, we are talking Ride to Hell Retribution, Kerrioth.
Well, that's a drunk stream. I don't drink anymore. So
I've made it a point
be...
not to drink on stream anymore. Because I just end up drinking far too much.
Yeah, but both you and Snipe always have at least one more drink than you should.
Yup.
And I just went the opposite way and was like, I became teetotal, but in like the most absent-minded way. I just kind of sat down and went, wait, I've not drank anything. I've not drank alcohol for 6 months. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a bottle of Jack sitting right here that I got for Christmas, and I had one drink out of it and hugged my neighbour during the stream, and that was it.
Stop drinking on the 1st of January. It's weird. I'm starting to remember things. Yeah.
Oh, too real.
Yeah, no, it's a weird. I do this like when I first met Snipe, because I used to go out because I was like I was like 20 years old. Yeah, Snipe and I have been together for a while.
In case you didn't fucking know.
And I used to go out like every Saturday, and sometimes like midweek as well, and go out.
Yeah, I would go out on Thursdays.
Yeah, go to like a rock club and get pissed.
Yeah.
And
completely fucking blurred.
Yeah, like I've always had a low alcohol. Well, I had a good alcohol tolerance for someone who didn't drink, and then when I started drinking, it never changed. And then when I stopped drinking, my tolerance disappeared. So
Yeah. Part of me is hoping that my tolerance has disappeared because that would be nice for once.
Be cheaper. But yeah, I used to go out all the time, and then what happened to me was when I met Snipe, I then had no reason to be going out because I actually I was like, well, I don't really feel like drinking. Like I'm just kind of happy in general, and like I just didn't really feel the need to do it. That's not to say you have to be like sad to drink, because that's obviously not true. I get what you mean though. It's okay. And like and like my life just kind of changed a lot, and I just didn't have as many opportunities to like socially drink, so I just didn't drink, and I just stopped. I didn't drink alcohol for like over a year, and then I realized.
Don't you like how the main menu of this game sometimes just has the Imperial side there for some reason?
Oh, with that fucking big old tub of mayonnaise right there. But yeah, but the thing was, at the time I was a bit thinner than I am now, because I've always been like a kind of thin guy. Like since I became an adult, like I've been blessed with a good metabolism, so I've always been kind of thin.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting a bit older, so like now I do occasionally go, I should exercise a little bit more, like like I can feel myself being a bit heavier than I should be, even though I'm still relatively slim. But I was even thinner when I was like 20 years old, obviously. But then when I stopped drinking, I lost like 1.5 stone over a couple of months.
Jesus,
I was like 9 stone.
Fucking hell!
And I was
interesting.
Because I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. I was like, what the fuck? Am I dying? Like, what? Like, I should... A 20-year-old guy should not be, like, fucking 9 stone. Not at my height, anyway.
No.
Not that I'm tall, but, of average height.
I know what you mean.
And then it was like, I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, shit, yeah, I quit drinking. Oh shit! Yeah, that's why. And so that was a fun. That was a fun times.
What's a stone? Oh.
I'm very old unit of measurement that is still used here.
Yeah, for some fucking reason.
Sometimes.
I got taught it in school, and it makes no sense because I was in the fucking metric system at that point.
Yeah, but I just can't think in kilograms. It just that stuff doesn't exist to me. I can never think about it.
Oh shit! Hi Salamander, didn't see you come in.
Oh hey. I was 14 pounds like a month. Yeah, Jesus, that's a big one. But yeah, 9 stone was like it was. I remember like being on the Wii Fit because that was around that time when that was out.
Oh man!
And it being like, you are underweight, and I'm like, fuck you. But anyway, do you want to invite me?
Oh, right then.
Or shall I invite you? Actually, I'll invite you. It's probably easier for me to.
All right.
I forget how easy it is to do in this.
In this game, yeah.
Yeah. We'll do what we normally do.
Yeah.
We're gonna queue for New Republic because we know how to pilot those ships.
And fuck TIE fighters.
Yeah. And you can all witness my bizarre obsession with B-wings.
Yeah. I did not get a HOTAS because everywhere's out of stock or wanting 3 times the price for them right now. I did buy a joystick on eBay for cheap, for like 30 quid. It's a Thrustmaster T-Flight, I think. And it's alright, but I suck with it.
Thrustmaster. Oh, okay, well, in game.
HOTAS is hands-on throttle and stick. It's like you've got the joystick and then you've got a separate controller that's your throttle.
So if you want to imagine Longfang with his hands on his throttle and stick, his hands on his Thrustmaster, then that's what you can do now. I feel like I might have crossed a line, but
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Everyone's going X-wings, so I'm just going to make everything look look different. I'm having my B-wing because you can't stop me. Basically because I'm bad at the video game, but one thing I'm good at is putting a lot of ordnance on big ships, and I've got my B-wing set up to do that.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I think I might end up buying an actual HOTAS setup because, like, the little throttle that's like just jammed onto the side of this is a nightmare to use. There's a fucking Juros in our crew. Nice.
I always forget what they're called.
Yep, Juros. There's a really cool one in the Battlefront 2 story mode. Called Shriv. Isn't this game VR only? Nope.
You can play it in VR, and it's very good in VR. The story, you can just play through the main story, and it's honestly a little easier to play. Beetle
wins! How fucking dare you? You have just wounded Wib. Or the most this should have played as a board shape in the background ship ever.
I love B-wings. I just like the weird and abnormal like ships in like Star Wars. So like you know, Slave 1's weird.
The like, fucking Moncal ships are weird. Slave 1's very weird. I love Slave 1. The one that has to fit with Lando shit. Yes, Helldiver.
You know, I have in all the games we've played, I have never played on this map.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's the Trench Run map.
Yeah, like obviously I've done it in the story, but I've never played this map in a fleet battle.
I am literally using an A-wing right now, Brad.
Fly smart, don't die. Sounds good to me.
Okay, now I'm just ignoring these ships because I'm going for the big one.
Yep, you do your thing, buddy. Oh, actually, since we're on the Star Wars now, I should mention the little chat we had earlier, Wib, where I told you that Cade Skywalker exists.
Fuck off. He's no Luke, but you know.
Luke. No, that's true.
Okay, where's our Corvette gonna go? Is it going A? Is it going C or D?
No, no more EU. No, all of the EU.
Okay, well I'm going to go and attack C. So the way the B-Wing works, at least how I've got it set up, is you shoot the shit out of things, and then you fly over them, and you'll see a little icon appear next to my reticle, and that illustrates that I have a bomb to drop, and that will drop on them. It's kind of weird to get used to, especially because it means you've got to try and gauge how close you are to it, and the B-Wing obviously has a big thing jutting out the bottom. And I a couple of times earlier was speeding over them and just catching the bottom of my ship on the bridge of these big ships. The Arquitans class, and was just flipping over like a crazy person.
Whoops. Who would win in a fight between Luke and bigger Luke?
I mean, bigger Luke is bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this is what I found is like this is how I just like to play this game. Is just
you know, when you're not that I'm going to be like, hey, you're playing it wrong, but when you're in getting restocked, just put your power into shield so you get a boost.
Oh yeah. Completely fucked up there. I had him because you were speaking to me. I was on automatic, and I pressed the. I used my wrong missiles whilst I was out there.
Oh, not the wrong missiles.
You know what? I'm just gonna park behind this and
be careful.
Yeah, don't worry. I knew I was gonna get blown up. Don't worry. I couldn't be bothered to fly all the way back, quite frankly.
Oh, you dick. Here's me being a friend, being like, please be careful. He's like, oh no, I just can't be bothered to fly. In this game about flying.
Look, the B-Wings are slow, okay?
They are very slow, yes.
Well, I'm here, I guess.
Okay, Helldiver. I wouldn't say the potential has been wasted in the sequels. I'm not even going to start getting into that argument because holy shit, that's a whole fucking can of worms. However, the EU still kind of exists. It's just called Legends, and it hasn't been scrapped entirely. You can bring some of it in if you want, and in fact, Disney have. Revan was fucking mentioned in Rise of Skywalker and shit. Oh yeah, Dan, speaking of Rogue Squadron, there is apparently going to be a Rogue Squadron movie in 2023.
I'm totally gonna get blown up. But yeah, because people are obviously seeing from my perspective, so they're just seeing me kind of go over things. What you'll notice is that I've done like 18,000 damage to the things I'm dropping on. That's what happens when you play this like this.
Wib is what we call a team player, because all I need to do is fly around and just generally annoy TIE fighters, while he does the other work.
I destroy the ships in this game mode about destroying enemy capital ships.
Yep. And I just make sure the fighters are kind of being harassed.
Enemies locked onto me. Anyone see that? No.
There we go. The other one's down.
Nice.
And now we have to deal with the fucking giant ass Star Destroyer.
Creeper King, yes. Wib knows about the gyro thing.
Yeah, I don't have it equipped.
Yeah.
So I can have
Wib
extra
likes to have
missiles.
the dumbfire rockets.
Because you can do this. And it's a lot of fun.
No, Rogue One was called Rogue One for a different reason. The Rogue Squadron movie is just going to actually be about Rogue Squadron, apparently.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be, the Ahsoka TV show and a bunch of other shit.
There's
Oh god, your frame rate has went to shit.
Yeah, I just noticed that it was starting to complain at me a bit.
Okay. I thought it would clean up once you got out of there. Huh.
Is it still...
It's catching up a little bit. Sort of. The question is it OBS or is it the game?
That is always the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's as if it's just been caused all of a sudden, though. Has everyone else been okay with the game?
Yeah, it looks a bit dodgy on my end. Like in my actual gameplay, it's fine, but
yeah. No, Salamander did not get retconned by Rogue One. It's jittery as all fuck. Yeah, it's not clear enough. That's very strange.
Is it getting any better, or is it?
It cleared up for a split second there. Yeah, we know there's a problem, everyone.
Yeah, I can't really do a great deal about it at this particular moment in time. Okay, well, I was just kind of nip round there to. Oh, good.
Jump in the hangar on the MC-75.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if you start being little cheeky fuckers about it, I'm just gonna get annoyed. We know there's a problem.
Yeah, like it's fine. We will deal with this. Okay. Skip frame 26. Okay, so that was pretty low. Okay.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay. Okay, I'm basically I've got the stats up so I can actually see what it's doing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just doing your job. That raider is long gone.
Excellent. Oh, he's just out of range.
Still rough, apparently.
Yeah.
It clears up for like a split fucking second as well. Is it motion? It's almost as if it's motion blur that affects it when you boost.
Because it says it's
when you did
yeah. Yeah, I know I'm not hitting shit, but I'm also looking at stats whilst I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It says it's good. Okay, I'm going to try this thing. Let's see what happens when I boost. Is that what causes it? Yeah, it's just
interesting.
Mash.
Just OBS having a fucking wobbly then.
Yeah, because it was flicking there between, like, 'cause it has like oh, your stream quality is good. Maybe a background probably started and finished. There shouldn't be anything.
Oh, you know what Windows is like.
Because like yeah, CPU was fine. It was just dropping frames. Maybe it was how fast you turned.
Fuck.
Seems like who knows?
Yeah, Twitch might have had a wobbly or something.
No, it was my end.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't fucking know what was going on there. It just had a bit of a grumpy with me.
Yeah.
I apologise for not being much use to the team.
You're fine, dude. Man, I'm trying to work out where you actually are based on the delay in the stream. It's really fun.
I'm just trying to get here with enough time to actually do some damage.
Oh yeah, it's endgame.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Now it's complaining again. Yeah, I'd say it is. It's definitely. It'll be the graphics card that's a bottleneck.
Ah.
Because this game does push our graphics card pretty hard.
Yeah. And then it clears up again.
Then it just clears up. It's very strange.
Mm.
Because I was zooming around so much, I've got most of, like,
most time at like maximum engines.
Because I was like testing things and zooming around and escaping. And I still nearly had most capital ship damage, just slightly behind you.
Yeah, me? Oh,
yeah, you had the most.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
What I like is how this machine's being pushed really hard, and yet the top fan is still kicking out cold air.
Good.
Still quite warm around the back. We'll have another try to see if it was like that map affecting it bad.
Maybe, yeah.
But we'll just
I wonder if it's just sheer amount of particle effects going off.
Possibly, because if I remember rightly, I have everything turned down quite low.
Effects quality, volumetric quality.
So just, everything's set to low, basically.
Yeah.
Because that's just what the game started up in, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't push it, because I was looking at how much things it does. What if I set VSync on? That would... Because it might lash down the frames, but then it's not making enough frames for it to go above that.
I mean, I tend to have VSync on as a rule anyway, because I don't want it putting out more frames than I actually need to see or enjoy a game.
It's definitely not doing that. If that was the problem, like it was doing that, but it's not getting. I'd say that on my end, because obviously the stream only ever sees 30.
Yeah.
True. At my end, I'd say it's not getting. It's probably getting around 60. Like.
Yeah. Man, you need a new graphics card.
It's one of those things where it's just occasionally a game comes across that just pushes it a bit further. It's always like a new game like this.
How long have you had that one now? It might be time for an upgrade.
2.5 years.
And that's what you got, 1060?
Yeah.
So the 20 series and the 30 series have come out since.
Yeah.
So, technology jumps. I had several issues with this game, and it was due to my Bluetooth controller.
Interesting. Mine's wired, so it won't be that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is a weird bug.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Two B-wings. Oh no.
B-wings. Nothing more than B-wings.
Kerry, I'm still using the 980 Ti. Nice. Oh no, the 1060 is still a good card. I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, it's still
got-
completely fine for most stuff, but it's for playing, it's totally fine. Where you end up with problems is when you're trying to do things that are a little bit more elaborate, like streaming.
Streaming, yeah.
So, I'm bearing in mind, like, you know, I do think this is one of those interesting things. This game is running on its lowest settings, it seems.
It's fucking gorgeous.
And it still looks good. So B-Wing stands for Bluetooth Wing, then. No, it stands for Bill.
Bill, yes.
Because the guy that made its name was Bill. It actually just means A and B. Like A-Wing was just one thing for Return of the Jedi, and the B was just the second one they needed.
But look at me. Look at me.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
No.
Sure, why not?
Hold it. Hold it. But yeah, this appears to be on the low state. I'll actually have a bit. I should have a bit of a poke around because it says it's all on low, but it is on auto. So maybe it's one of those games where it displays like a generic figure when it's on auto.
And yes, canonically, B-Wing is Blade Wing.
Yeah, canonically. But yeah, when they did Return of the Jedi, they had two new Rebellion
and they're
starfighters.
just called Ship A and Ship B or whatever.
Yeah.
Starfighter A, Starfighter B.
And so they named them A-Wing and B-Wing, which for the A kind of fit because it was that kind of shape, and the B-Wing is not that shape. The B-Wing isn't shaped like any previous thing.
No.
But it was also made by a guy called Bill, and when he was asked what the B stood for, he just went, Bill, which is my favorite, one of my favorite Star Wars stories, like in production.
It's B for Abomination. Fuck you.
I love B-Wings. They're great.
The B-Wing is a beautiful child.
It's a weird fucking...
We have too many bombers, holy shit.
No, we don't have enough bombers.
Fucking Gold Squadron bullshit.
Whee!
This is Vanguard 5 standing by.
Vanguard 1 standing by.
I've got the wrong rockets. Fuck.
The Empire's here. We have no choice but to fight. Vanguard, you need to take out...
Yeah, Space Fash has no place in our galaxy. Funny that.
At least it's only one Star Destroyer. Could have been 5.
No, the Raider just buzzed right over my fucking head. Good. Love it.
Nice one, Vanguard 2.
I see the fucker. Oh, yeah, I've got to do the weird thing and spin upside down.
Beautiful.
No. Stupid Empire.
I love my pilot. It's like, ugh, stupid Empire.
There's PvE and PvP. Goth.
I cannot for PvP.
Yeah.
Seems like that would just be more stress than I want in my life.
Yeah. First to make B-Wing cookies, the B stands for biscuit. Good. Oh, proceed, and then send them to Wib.
No, just the wrong fucking button again.
It's fine. It's just performance anxiety. You're fine.
Zooming amongst tight things in a B-Wing is very stressful.
Yup. Fuck, I'm in an X-Wing and I'm still like, ugh, fuck.
I don't know if you noticed it, but yeah, one thing you can do in this game if you've not played it is I'm like, you see the little dials change because I'm like putting different power into different systems, which is quite a fun little thing you can do. Because the B-Wing's kind of slow, I do tend to have it in engines like 90% of the time, just 'cause it's the only way to get anywhere.
Yeah. Honestly, it's shields first, then if I'm out of range, weapons, and then everything into engines. But I play different, so, you know. Come here, you wee dick.
Shields down.
There we go.
Boom, boom. I think I might have been a bit close there and may have mildly bombed myself.
It's fine.
Oh. I had 3 health and I was getting away. I thought I'd done it, but then there was a TIE fighter on my tail that I didn't
Yeah, I
notice.
am doing my best to escape death right now as well.
The main problem with PvP is horrible matchmaking. That does not surprise me.
Yeah.
Let's give him hell.
Long wing. Oh, right, another day of teaching and kid here tomorrow. So, no worries, Kitty Off. I
Yeah,
hope
see
all
ya.
goes well tomorrow. And thanks for popping by, man. It was cool.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
And I totally wasn't struck or anything. It's fine.
Yeah, you do your best teaching your kittywinkles tomorrow.
Never call kids that.
Enemies locked onto me.
It's just what children are called.
Ah, yes, in Latin.
I'm hit. Stop that missile.
Well, the cruiser's dead.
Nice. I actually managed to fire all 3 proton torpedoes at it for once.
Ah, nice.
And I'm now going to fucking resupply. So I'll probably meet you there.
Yeah.
If you make it
Yeah,
back.
I see you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Hello.
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 Kitty Winkle is singular. Kitty Winkly eyes.
Fucking on fire.
Fuck.
Okay, stream seems to be behaving from my end. So that's
Wait
good.
till you hit the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, apparently that's what does it. Like, you get too close to that thing. It's just upsetting.
Yes, it's probably because there's so many fucking things happening on that thing and so many fucking cannons.
There
Jesus
is
Christ.
a lot of lasers. Where I say I'm flying upside down intentionally because it's upsetting.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I got the final shots on both light cruisers. I just want that to be known.
It's almost like Webb's good at the game in his own way.
That is the most backhanded compliment I've ever been given.
Anyone see that? No?
Oh, fuck me.
Tractor beam. Got one behind me.
Oh, they tractor beamed me, and I couldn't really get away. But I managed to flip around and drop some bombs on it.
Good.
Oh, it got me. Oh,
Racing.
that's why it was difficult. I got caught by both tractor beam generators.
I didn't actually know you could get caught by both. That makes sense.
Seems stable, this match. It must have been the previous map. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There is a. I mean, I was going to say this is a more intricate map, like, but
Yeah. It's a great map. I love buzzing in between all these buildings.
if you're actually fighting the other fighters, like you know, a normal player.
If you're about to say like a normal pilot, I'm going to punch you because you are a normal pilot and you're doing the right thing.
No, I'm just saying I don't play it in the way that it's.
Wait, I was wrong.
necessarily
It's stuff
everyone.
raise. I'll help.
Yeah, no, it just started. I just noticed that. Seems like it's around this point in the match.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's just the sheer amount of stuff that's going on around the Star Destroyer.
Taking fire.
Empire have an FPS killer on their Star Destroyers. Yes, it's a little known add-on in the EU.
You may notice I was doing one of my favourite, just surreal things to do, which is to bomb the underside of the Star Destroyer, because it involves turning upside down and then bombing upwards.
It's a slideshow, yep.
Yeah.
See if it clears up as soon as you get out of that. Yeah, it totally does. Mostly.
Star Destroyer's shields are disabled.
Yeah, the weird thing is like, so, I mean, it might be like a mix of things, because, like, on my end, it says it goes down to, like, the lowest I've seen it is, I think, 23 frames a second, which is not ideal.
Which is lower than what you'd want, but
that's-
it's not the worst.
But that's still television, like...
Yeah.
So it's weird that it is completely dying on other people's
fuck
ends.
me. That's what I get for looking at chat. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
No, well, the front end of the Star Destroyer is very exploding.
Oh, Brad, no, you will not be seeing it output at 23 FPS. Like, it's a whole thing. Streaming's a whole thing. You will need to look into it if ever we want to stream this again. It could be, is it maybe? No.
I'll have a look at the settings, see if I can get it running a bit
Is it
smoother.
like an encoding issue or something, you know?
It's probably just because it's a game that is intensive in the exact same way streaming is intensive.
Yeah. Those motherfuckers put their shield up as soon as I fired my torpedo. Oh my god. I am angry. Motherfuckers. Imagine knowing how streaming works. All you need to know is go live button, go press it. Yeah, that's the easy part. The hard part's like bitrate and shit.
Yeah. See, I always thought streaming was intensive in completely random and inscrutable ways. I mean, that is broadly
You are
speaking
correct.
true.
It just decides sometimes. Fuck yous.
Is the thing your A or B?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Although I'm in an E-wing, I'll buzz around, like, you know.
Enemies locked onto me.
Looks like...
I think it's A, because I can't see it over here. Yeah, we're
Must be
fine over
then,
here.
yeah. Yeah, I see it. It's at 8.
Okay. Yeah, I see the fucker.
You know, me and well, when I've streamed this before, like, you know, played through the entire campaign in one sitting because I have no fucking impulse control. We talked about what ships you'd like to see added to this game if they were going to put more in. What are your thoughts, Wib?
Well, I was talking about it with you earlier, that I would kind of like to see like a sequel trilogy era, like versions of things, which can mostly just be reskins, honestly.
Yeah, like
Because
First
like,
Order ties have some different bits, but
yeah, I'd like to see a the one big one is I'd like to see a TIE Brute, because I like the idea, and it's very underutilized in Solo because Solo is what it is.
Yeah. Z95 Headhunter, please, just for me. Just give me a Headhunter. I don't know why I find them cool, but I do.
They're hipster X-wings, that's why.
Fuck, you're right. Now I feel dirty. Yeah, like, it's really funny watching explosions on the screen when it's choppy like this. Because you see, like, all the layers of, like, vectors and shit. It's so strange looking.
Yeah. Well, we'll pack it in after this. I just want to get to the end of the game, so I don't want to be rude and just leave the game.
Like, bug and then bug out, yeah.
Yeah.
Another day, another battle.
It is good that it's sitting there. It's like, oh, your stream is experiencing issues, but it's not telling me what.
Yeah, Streamlabs OBS is great at that.
Like,
also, it's a fucking CPU hog.
see, apparently I'm only using 4% of my CPU.
Yeah, it opens up several different versions. Like, you know how Chrome opens up like 30 different fucking versions of its program.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that.
Corvette destroyed. Blasted.
The Eldritch Forces to control Twitch are fickle and capricious. Maybe you should sacrifice a goat next full moon wood. Yeah.
Probably the only way.
Yep. Oh fuck, we've got this in the bag already, I just noticed.
Oh.
I realized time for web. I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I was like, I got to, I realized I'd boosted, and like, I was like, oh, I could stop, but also why?
Every death affects morale, Wib.
Yeah, that was just 100%. I just gave up. Well, there's a Star Destroyer there. Nope, there wasn't. No, did anyone get the number of that donkey cart? Like,
yeah. Hey, Raider is at B, just so you know.
yeah, it just got the note for it. Come here, you little fucker.
Speaking of little fuckers, there's a lot of TIE interceptors around there, so watch yourself. E-Wings from Legends. Yeah, E-Wings are kind of cool. I'd like to see them sort of redesigned a little bit, because when I saw them in a game, they looked kind of clunky and weird.
Never liked E-Wings, honestly. The weird, awkward gun on top. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, a slight redesign would be nice.
Yeah, they feel like the definition of somewhat. I just saw the AI slam into a wall.
Good.
It feels like they were like under the requirement of like, you need to make it an X-wing, but make it different.
Yeah.
As opposed to like design a new ship.
Flying a battle. That very dangerous battle.
But yeah, like to be honest, in general, a lot of like the Legends fighters, I just don't like them.
I'm sure there were some TIE variants that were cool. I just cannot think of them for the life of me right now. As for Republic ships, or New Republic, or Rebellion ships, Z95, but that's canon again, so...
Yeah, I actually, to be honest, I do kind of prefer the old version of them, not the Clone Wars one. The Clone Wars one, they kind of, like, smoothed it out.
Elongated them?
Yeah.
The old ones are still canon as well.
Oh, are they?
It's just, I'm pretty sure the ones that you get in, like, the Clone Wars and stuff are specifically, like, Republic or Clone Army ones.
Ah, okay.
E-Wings do feel very Battlestar Galactica, actually. I can kind of see that. In terms of canon, like, could you just give me an Arc 170, please? Because they're just fucking cool.
I don't know, I've never really liked the RC 170s, to be perfectly honest.
Really?
Yeah, they're just a bit much.
I get that.
Like,
I just like the big front end on them and shit.
Yeah, like, I think I'm mostly annoyed by the fact that they have little wings for no reason other than X-Wings had wings.
Well, design-wise, yes. However, there is a in-canon reason, because of course there is.
But they don't do anything. They fly in space.
Or they are literally, like, X-Wings have the same thing, and it's for cooling rather more than anything else.
But the way they open on the wings, that doesn't even make sense.
Yep. Shut up.
Even for Star Wars, that's weird.
Shut up, though.
And we're talking about a thing with space wizards.
Yes, we are, Wib. Yes, we are.
Basically, when it comes to Star Wars, they should never try and justify the science. Because it always ends up being worse, you imagine.
The whole thing about, like, S-foils is meant to be like, oh yeah, it's to bring heat away from the guns, or if their heat sinks makes sense, more surface area equals better heat dissipation. V-wings are very cool, yeah. Hey, look, we won.
We won. We did the thing.
Very little. Naboo starfighters are really cool.
They're quite fun.
They're a nice design.
They're one of the most aerodynamic of the ships. Like, actually legitimately aerodynamic.
There was a lot of, like, aesthetic storytelling when it came to Naboo in terms of, like, how sleek and everything was. It all had that very, like, handmade artisan kind of feel to it.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, basically, they were bougie as fuck, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got 47,000 damage there. That's more a me game.
I'm fine with Space Wizards, but I draw the line at inaccurate starship signs.
Exactly.
You'd be surprised, Salamander, when I put that fucking tweet up about the Star Fortress bomber that was in The Last Jedi and how it had like a game where you're a crew of it. and people were like, "No, they fucking suck. They don't work right. That isn't how gravity works." I'm like, it's a movie universe of space wizards.
Yeah.
Just come on,
and they're cool, and they
Yeah.
work right with the internal logic of the
Yeah.
the
Actually,
universe.
see, for the sake of goth, could you show off the chromium paint job
Oh sure.
on something other than a B-wing? Because Jesus Christ,
Ugh. If I must.
'Cause we need to get you the rust one for the B-wing.
There you go. There's the chrome.
I have that in an A-wing.
I can't remember if the rust one. Do they have that for the B-wing?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, they do. You can have a really rusted beat-up one, which is quite fun.
It looks like a World War II bomber. Yes, correct, Salamander. It's literally called the Star Fortress. Like it's a B-17 Sky Fortress.
It's the whole thing of that people need to understand that works of fiction don't exist to just be a universe for lore. They exist to tell stories, and they have themes.
And like Star Wars has always been a sort of mythology thing. So like, you know, man, the rust actually works really well in the B-wing.
I think it's because it's got a lot of like
surface area,
to kind of let it sort of, you see the like patina and stuff of the rust, so it's quite fun.
The ship, the Mantis from Fallen Order is a really cool design as well.
I'll get it ready.
It is.
Speaking of which, I think I will be streaming that again when I come back from my little sabbatical. So yeah. And there's a Dagobah skin for the X-Wings, just so everyone knows.
Yes, there is. But yeah, there we go. I'm sorry that last bit wasn't running super great.
We'll maybe look into that, because that's weird.
Yeah, I'll have a little bit of a fiddle with the settings. Like maybe
you didn't like open it up in VR mode by mistake or something, did you?
No, that's like a separate executable. And it goes a bit weird if you try and do it the other way around.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was like umming and ahhing and playing this game, like buying this game, and I'm just looking at its old play time, like 23 hours. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that was worth it.
Yeah, I've got 49.
Yeah. Universe don't exist to be just lore repositories. You said this to a stream full of 40k fans. I say it in front of a stream of 40k fans for a reason.
Yeah.
It is like a legit thing that like Star Wars is like the biggest example of it because it's the most famous. But yeah,
like the reason that I was like not as bothered about the EU getting largely mothballed is because there was a lot of shite in there.
For every I have a very dim view of it, but for every good story, there's like 12 that just overcomplicate things. And I think what people forget is that if Disney wanted to make anything within the Star Wars universe, if they took over the whole EU, then not only are they worrying about maintaining continuity,
like previous continuity,
they have to then maintain 40 years of EU continuity as well.
Yeah.
Which is going to basically be impossible, and it will be very restrictive to tell stories. And say what you like about The Rise of Skywalker, but it did its own thing. It beat to the sound of its own drum.
It certainly did.
And
remember that guy from the old EU who had knee lightsabers?
Why is it every day I learn something new?
Corvus. TIE bombers do not have a torpedo launcher. They just have a tube that goes and fires a bomb out.
But again, it's like if you look at like
thank you, Beetle Wins. I'll now torture Whip with this.
I
want to see if there's an image of the new lightsabers first.
The whole thing of
oh my fucking god, this is the worst.
Okay, let's have a look at this. The whole thing is like the Star Fortresses work how they do because it works narratively in the story, and that's what's important. Literally everything else is irrelevant. It's there first and foremost to tell a story.
If you just click the Imager link that Brad sent, it's that. Or Imgur.
Yeah, I just had that open. I was just about to...
Scream.
Where are we? There we go. There. There we go.
Yep.
This is the EU that everyone wanted to save. It was so they could have this very good thing. Oh, I don't know why I take such glee in just being unnecessarily antagonistic about the old Star Wars expanded universe. I'm sorry.
Hey, do you want to show everyone Cade Skywalker?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Specifically that blue steel look that he's got in one of those images.
All right. People also...
The thing with the Disney Star Wars stuff a lot of the time is like they bring stuff back that's cool. Like there's a mention of Revan already. There's mentions of stuff from the Tales of the Jedi comics, which I was talking about earlier. I love those comics. They're fucking Boba Fett's knee rockets have turned up. There he is.
Fucking look at this chode. This absolute wank stain. I know nothing about him, but I look at him and I hate him. He is the Tiger Ninestein of the fucking...
Oh my god, he is.
The fucking Star Wars universe, and I know nothing about him. He could be the best character in the world, but just something about the way he looks drives me nuts. He's like, it's like the OC that Chad Kroger would make of himself.
Fuck. That... Tiger Ninestein's the whole thing.
He's a character from a show called Terrorhawks, and you don't want to know about it. But yeah, I just want to say straight out, I am like being silly. Like if you like the old EU stuff,
there's good stuff in the EU.
Yeah, I'm not throwing shade at you. If Cade is like your favorite character,
the fucking Vong War was 30 books.
Ugh.
That's too many. That is just too many.
I mean, how many books is in the Horus Heresy series?
Too many. I'd say the same fucking thing.
That is 100% true. I gave up reading the Horus Heresy books because they were coming out faster than I read books. You have to like, you either have to be someone who reads like all the time, and I don't read as much as I wish I did. Especially like the last couple of years, I've barely read
Sorry,
anything.
Module. We meant the Yuzan Vong. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't mind the Yuzan Vong, but I just think they're so of that period of real world time.
There's I've not read the books, so I don't know that they may be well written, but like everything I've seen about them, the designs and the basic ideas, I don't look at them and it gives me zero interest to ever read them. Mm-hmm. If the books themselves are great, fair enough. I haven't read them, so I can't. It would be silly for me to say.
Is read the Wikipedia articles on them, and I'm like,
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like. Part of me kind of likes how Star Trek handles its EU for this reason. Like, basically, anything on screen is canon, and anything not on screen isn't canon, so don't worry about it too much. I think things that try to have, like, this big kind of consistent canon, they always run into this problem of where it just becomes too big and unwieldy.
Here's the other thing about the EU, and I learned this the other day thanks to the guys over at Blind Wave Media, who are, like, they mainly do reactions and shit nowadays, but they're big Star Wars guys, so they talk about stuff like this. There used to be in the EU, there used to be levels of canon.
Yes.
That's when there's too much. That is when there's too much lore.
Yeah, there is that thing where it's like you want... Like, there's a whole thing of, like you know, I've talked about, you know, how your background stuff, like, it all previous canon exists. And it's like a fun backstory for the later things that are written. But the moment that you start treating it as if that is sacrosanct, then you end up in trouble.
Leia named her... Well, they had twins first, and it was Jason and Jaina. It's their third kid. It was Anakin, I think. In the EU, I mean.
Because I mean that's the thing, like, you know, you end up with something like as outrageously unwieldy as the old Star Wars EU was, where there's all this stuff. Some stuff is canon, there's some stuff that's been decanonized, some stuff where people can sit there and have arguments for days about whether something is canon or not. Like the original Clone Wars series. I've heard there's a like it's officially it's non-canon, but also a lot of the stuff that happens in it could happen in canon.
Yeah, there has been little passing mentions of it in the Clone Wars CG series.
Yeah, it's like I look at it the way it's like events in it happened, but they just maybe didn't happen in the same way. It's just the same events, but like retold later. A different interpretation of it is what happened canonically within it.
Yeah,
but it's like there's a lot of like when you've got something so big and unwieldy, it's basically impossible to like please everybody, because anytime you want to write a story and do something new, when everything is so intricate, especially with Star Wars, where every background character has a name and backstory, like
Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan.
You just never go. You're just going to be constantly running into things of like an author going, okay, so I want to do this, and you go, well, and some smart ass goes, well, that contradicts this bit of canon. You're like, oh shit, okay, so I can't do that, and that's sort of, and I think that gets really restrictive. So like that's why period either to have a very limited main canon like Star Trek has, where it's only what's on screen, and to be honest, it decanonizes things all the time. Or like treats them as being hazy canon and doesn't really care too much.
Transwarp has been an issue in canon before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually I'm on board with what Salamander said. Is sci-fi in general, lore is good, but good stories are better, and I think the good stories part is what Star Wars is about. Yeah.
Lore is there to give a fun universe for stories to exist in, but it bows to a fun story, or at least to what the author thinks will be a good story. Sometimes they'll fuck up, or sometimes they'll do something that you don't like. But that doesn't mean like there's some kind of big problem that they broke canon, because for every example of something where, say, something breaks canon and is quote unquote bad, there's something that you look at and you go, well, that's good. Like a good example, like I don't like the Kelvin timeline movies of Star Trek outside of Beyond, because Beyond's great. But like Into Darkness, the way it handles Khan, and since Khan is a character from before the split of the timelines, he should be the same Khan as Ricardo Montalban Khan.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the way he looks, like that doesn't matter, but like
that can't be helped at that point.
But like he's not the same character at all, and that's a canon change that I think it makes it less good. But that is no different to, say, the canon change where the Trill from their first introduction in Next Generation, the fact that their aesthetic changed when Jadzia Dax appeared, because Terry Farrell didn't want to wear extensive facial prosthesis, and so she just had the little dots.
And it was way cooler.
Which was way cooler, because then they weren't just another funny four-headed alien. They then had their own distinct
another
aesthetic.
person with a funny head.
Yeah, I think that was a net positive. And they made the Trill be a bit more of a specific thing.
I mean, Beetle, you make a point. Without lore, there would be no gonk droids.
No, it'd still be around, because they're just a thing in the background.
Yeah.
They just exist. They are just what they are. They're just a background thing.
However,
lore
thanks to the Clone Wars, we got the Badonka-Gonk, which is a four-legged gonk
yes. The gonk droids being called explicitly, GNK droids is what their actual name is, isn't it? Being given that name, that's a bit of lore. But them just existing in the universe, it doesn't have to be a big thing. They don't have to have the whole thing. You can just like them because they're a weird background thing. Some sci-fis have that, some go into depth, some don't. And it's like, yeah. I don't know, it's one of those things, like, you know, for someone who spends a lot of their time talking about, like, 40k lore and the like, and other lore, like, in Men with Funny Heads, like, it's that stuff where I'm like, yeah, I find it interesting, and it's cool to think about, but, like, stories take precedent, always.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll change things you like, sometimes they'll change things you don't like, sometimes things which are as close to objective as possible can be objectively better, objectively worse, but it doesn't matter. It's not real. Like, it's fine.
Also, the EU was really focused on the Skywalker bloodline, and I'm so fucking sick of that shit. Anyway, we'll finish up.
Yeah. No, that is a big thing. It's interesting. I find that Star Wars EU has this weird counterintuitive thing where the story
it's
of
kind of like why I liked the Old Republic as a setting.
yeah,
Session.
Hey, we're just wrapping up. I'm afraid we're just nattering about Star Wars.
Hey, Goss, that link I put up is for you. That's the Badonkagunk.
Yeah.
Also known as a Plonk series.
Yeah, the thing about Star Wars, at least in its on-screen versions, or at least the movies, to be more accurate, is largely about people rising up to fight totalitarianism, or at least if you're talking about the prequels, about how fascism rises within a liberal democracy. Which is what that story is actually about, and the fuck about Anakin and Padme having their shit romance is just because George Lucas is a strange entity. God bless him.
God bless him. He's a fucking weirdo.
But that's what the actual story is about. It's about the rise of fascism and authoritarianism. Yeah. It's how that rises, people fighting against it, and the repercussions of that. That's sort of what the main kind of thrust is, and so it's weird to me how the extended universe then made the Skywalker clan be this fucking bloodline entity. I know that people refer to like the main 9 movies as like the Skywalker saga, and that's broadly true. It's not like that's an untrue statement, because it's about how a father and son affected the run.
Session. I'm pretty sure the Jizz Whalers were a band rather than it just being an instrument. Maybe wrong.
It possibly because jizz is the whole thing. But yeah, when it becomes that, it's like about this like family. I'm sorry,
it's a jizz whaler is a musician. That plays jizz.
Good, makes sense. But yeah, when you've got when you have the Skywalker like fucking dynasty being this thing that like runs through it, it then makes it into this powerful blood. Some people are just born heroic, born better, and then you're just leading into the same narratives that the thing it's about preaches. That gets into very fashy territory. I'm not saying that's what they're going for, but it's curious to me that that's a thing, about like bloodlines and all that shit, being like important to your fashy types, and the whole series being ostensibly about fighting fascism. So
yeah,
it's an interesting thing that I find.
The Palpatine saga would have been a better name considering.
And it's a bit like how the sequel trilogy, for whatever you think of what they did, the whole idea there is about dealing with 2 characters that up until the final movie, one was someone living up to that bloodline and it fucking them up, and
Salamander, there's some stuff I can talk about with that I think is very interesting. Because I think the point of midichlorians, this is personal opinion, of course, the point of them bringing that up is to show that the Jedi are becoming far too stringent and like douchey, and not being as spiritual as they should be.
I think that is giving George Lucas too much credit.
You'd be surprised.
That is broadly speaking what the Clone Wars perspective of it was. It Rebels that talks about it. One of the animated series. Clone Wars. Yeah, one of the Rebel series. One of the animated series does actually talk about midichlorians, and like they talk to another like ancient Force user who's basically like, if you think this is about midichlorians, then you don't understand the Force. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, that's Bendu.
Yes, it is Bendu.
And Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like, okay, that's kind of a cool way of approaching it.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said about the fact that the midichlorians thing, like, people have come up later into canon and been like, no, the Jedi were focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah, of saying that
because they were blinded by past glories at that point.
Yeah, which is a cool way of like recontextualizing that idea.
Luke kind of mentions that in Last Jedi when he's like, the Jedi Order were kind of a bunch of fuck ups in the end.
Yeah.
Hell, fucking Yoda says it anyway.
Yeah, and there's a whole like as I was saying, the sequel trilogy does the whole thing of you have the character from the bloodline. You have Kylo Ren, who is from that bloodline, and it's fucked him up, like having to live up to what he did. And then you have Rey, who up until the event, was a character with no backstory, had no legacy, and that they were also able to be an important character without.
That's the bit that gets me. I think there was something to be said about the fact that a nobody is still a somebody. Like, they can still be a hero. You know, I think that was kind of the point of Rose Tico as well in some way.
There's
handling in Last Jedi is shaky. I think the idea behind her character was she was a no one on the ship.
Yeah, and like I think there's like that seemed to be I can't obviously like this stuff was a bit more vague in Force Awakens because it was just setting everything up.
Yeah,
but that did feel like that was like a theme that was running through those movies that's really interesting, and so it was weird that they just had a theme and then just jettisoned it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a pity. It is a pity because like I The Force Awakens, I don't think it's like amazing or anything, but I think it's cool. It's a decent movie.
No, it's a decent setup movie for a new trilogy.
And I personally really like The Last Jedi, and it's a shame what they did. But the thing is, there's going to be more Star Wars movies. Just because you don't like one movie, doesn't make a big deal about it.
Hey, there'll be another trilogy in 20 years' time, and then people will look back on the latest trilogy and be like, it was fine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what they did with the prequels.
The prequels have been reevaluated. I mean, I watched them again like recently, and
no, Hans, Count Dooku left the Jedi Order because he went to rule his planet. He's a Count of Sereno. And then he fell at some point after that. Due to just being a dick, probably. He seemed just like an arsehole.
Yeah. It's a pity we didn't... It's another one of those things where it would be nice if the prequels were a bit better so that you could have Christopher Lee, better movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Roland Brett said, the prequels are not good movies, but the story they're telling is really interesting. That's the thing I find fascinating about them.
And that's why Clone Wars, I think, really helps.
Yeah, because that does it. It's what it's been really... One thing that's been really nice is, like in recent thing, though we've had one movie that was... we've had The Mandalorian, which is great. And the finale...
I'm going to go watch that with Snipe at some point when she's fucking awake!
The finale of the Clone Wars, the final season, especially those last 4 episodes, are fucking amazing.
Yep.
Like those last 4 episodes are so good. And it was really strange because Simon was just saying that the sequel trilogy was obviously not planned out in advance, so they didn't know what they were doing. And
neither was the original trilogy.
The original trilogy wasn't, but they had
the same writer.
Yeah, there's like a consistency there. There's no one it doesn't feel like there's people warring with what they're going to do. Whereas there's definitely like internal debacles that have gone on with those, and so it's led to a messy production, which is a pity because like it's weird, I've watched Solo, and Solo's like Solo.
Solo's fine,
but it's fine. It's totally fine. And because
I think the casting is great, I'll give them that.
Yeah, because they didn't have to, because it wasn't the end of a trilogy that is in itself the end of a trilogy of trilogies.
I said it before about Solo so again. Like, I'm just kind of surprised that Ron Howard managed to pull out a win from Solo after all the weird problems it had.
Yeah, it had problems in development, shall we say.
The 2 other writers they had, or directors, whatever the fuck they were trying to do a full balls to the wall comedy, and then Disney was like, guys,
maybe not.
Dial it back a wee bit.
Like L3's stuff is an interesting idea, but executed very poorly.
Is L3 is cool, but she's played for laughs too hard.
And so it makes it makes something that could have had pathos be a
I'm
joke.
also totally cool with L3 and Lando having a relationship. I think that was kind of a funny little touch.
Yeah, that their relationship being a very interesting thing that you could have explored in a lot of things. But yeah, it's an interesting.
The other thing with Solo is we didn't need to know why Han Solo's name was Han Solo.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. It could just be Han Han Solo. Like the
Yeah,
main
you could just be
character.
Han Solo.
The main character of the series is Luke fucking Skywalker. His name is
Yeah.
Skywalker. He's got normal first name, silly second name.
Yeah.
You have characters that are like Plo Koon is a character. Like
Ki-Adi-Mundi.
just people
Vodo
don't.
Siosk Bass.
Some people.
Benar.
Some people are just called silly things. It's fine.
Yeah.
Solo, like I never even thought about it. It's just it's just his name.
Yes, it's just his name.
It's like someone coming up to me and go, "Oh, your name's Matt Ward. Why is your name Matt Ward? Did you get your last one because you worked in a hospital?" Like, no. It's just my name.
Salamander, I have fucking Yoda. Yeah. Man, people got really weird about Grogu at one point when that name came out. Oh boy. I see you don't I see. I'll call you Han Billy, no mates.
But yeah, it's interesting. You know, I realize that this
okay,
is
Hans, that makes sense. Also, that would also make sense because the Jedi wouldn't get internal matters like that, or like, should the Jedi be involved and like be pushing an agenda from one side? Especially when it comes to Dooku, a fucking Jedi, being the one that's
You see, you can tell that we've not recorded an episode of Men with Funny Heads for a while. Because
that's not what this is. This is us two having a fun conversation.
We've got
like a fucking radio show, and people are actually enjoying it and interacting with it. Although I mean, I hope you're enjoying it. Otherwise, I'm very sorry.
With pent up sci-fi energy, I feel.
Oh no, I've always got this.
Oh,
this is just me. This is my state of being.
But yeah, no, it's
okay. Denzeo, the Jedi started pushing an agenda when they allied with the Republic. Yes, I would agree with that. However, what the fuck do you think would have happened to them otherwise?
It's there's a lot of interesting things with like what they did with the Jedi. Like one thing that is cool about the prequels is like when you watch them from like an adult perspective, like you watch them as a kid and the Jedi are heroes, the Jedi are the good guys. Yeah. And you watch it as an adult, and especially if you watch, with the Clone Wars, and you watch through it, and you're like, you see how the Jedi were warped into. How the Jedi were warped into something they weren't supposed to be. Yeah, and it makes.
I think that's the best part.
Like at the end, you get to a point and you go like, the Jedi aren't heroes; they're cops.
Yeah.
And like,
they were heroes at one point.
They were heroes,
but they've lost their way completely, and that's kind of the point.
But then they just became a tool to maintain the status quo, and that's what they get used for. And that's a different thing to like a selfless hero. That's a very different thing.
Granted, if a Jedi is on their own and doing their thing, they will do the heroic thing, or they'll try to. Like fucking Plo. I'm just going to say Master Plo because I hate saying the second name. I feel weird doing it every time.
I understand that.
He is a good dude.
Yeah, Plo Koon is just a cool guy. Mm-hmm. Because I always say as a full thing, it means that the fact that it's uncomfortable doesn't like.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Beetle ones Mace didn't frame the apprentice. That's not exactly what happened. When he said to that, I'm trying to be as spoilery, like non-spoilery as possible. When he said to that said apprentice, "That was your test," he didn't mean that literally. That was more of a you've now proven yourself sort of thing by doing all that. Actually, speaking of which, though, I am happy and really looking forward to reading some of the High Republic stuff because it's at the point where the Jedi were not dickheads.
Yeah, that'll
explicitly they're meant to be at the height of like their good shit, and it's been described as like it's sci-fi next to the round table they are at the time. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm in.
Yeah, I think this is a cool thing because like people all want like, oh, we want to go like we want Old Republic stuff, and it's like, well, the problem is that's already got stories. You can go and read about those. Like, if you want new stuff, then there's thousands of years of Star Wars fiction, of Star Wars like universe, and you can pick a place in it. And because the general state of the universe has been basically the same tech level for about 5,000 years,
because it doesn't matter. It's a fantasy setting.
Yeah, you can set anywhere on that timeline and have things feel familiar enough because of not just the repetition of the familiar like technology and aesthetics, but because there's the whole cyclical thing. There's always a bad faction with with like big wedge shaped ships. Like
that's another thing about the High Republic. I like the villains are like fucking Mad Max weirdos.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do that. To basically have the freedom to do stuff, and I'm hoping because they're doing this as a whole thing, it won't suffer from the same sort of lack of planning ahead issues that the sequel trilogy stuff kind of dealt with. So
there's the concept image they put out for the Nile.
Yeah, I'll just briefly put that on screen.
No, thank you.
Yeah, because they are very cool.
Yeah.
Even if when they cut it out, there's an error because they forgot to cut out this little bit here.
It was they were putting these out because of COVID because everything got delayed, so it was probably rushed.
I work with Photoshop all the time, so
yeah,
I notice these things. Like they did it there as well. I hope everyone likes that because we've had this fucking my account with Google for so fucking long that some of these shortcuts at the top are so old that I've still got the joke from when Tumblr was bought out by Yahoo and we renamed our link to Yahoobla because that made me laugh, and it's just still there. It's been there for like fucking 7 years or something. But yeah.
7 years. Fucking Christ. Anyway, yes, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, we should probably get going. That was completely unplanned, weird long rant about Star Wars, wasn't it?
It's almost like we like to talk about these things, and I don't have anyone else to talk about this stuff with.
We can talk about science fiction. I can show you my Star Wars toys. Would you like to see my X-Wing?
Do you have an X-Wing toy?
I fucking have an X-Wing toy.
Oh yeah, you've also got that fucking B-Wing I bought you, I forgot. Oh god, I'm sorry chat. Oh god, he's went away. Oh no, I fucked up. I've done fucked up. Oh no.
There we go. There is an X-Wing.
I wish I could see it. Oh god damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember those ones.
This is the Action Fleet ones I was talking about.
I had one of those as well.
You can take out R2-D2.
Yeah.
And it's got a little weird Luke figure.
Yeah. The figures that came with those were weird as hell.
Yeah. The only problem with these is that this front bit of landing gear falls out really easily. It's actually,
mine broke.
I
remember that.
Forever had a tiny piece of blue tack on there, so it would actually stay in. So yeah, of course I have an X-wing.
Oh god.
Yeah, shit. When would this? This would have been. This was released around the special.
It should have a date. It might have one of those older ones that has the date printed on it or the year.
Oh god, do you want to know what the copyright date on this thing is?
99?
1995.
I was 4.
Because it was obviously released. I bought this around the time of the special editions, but obviously they
Which
made
would have been
them...
what, 90? That would have been 97, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was
20th anniversary.
Yeah, because they released it for the 20th anniversary, so yeah, it was 97. Yeah. But obviously these were the original things, because I mean they've always been making Star Wars toys, so it was,
yeah, fair.
So the line obviously came out earlier. I did have 2 of the episode 1 ones as well. I got rid of them years ago because I was a fool.
I might have some stuff still kicking about. If I find anything, I might just post it down to you at some point.
I had a Naboo Starfighter and I had Sebulba's Pod Racer.
I had a die-cast Naboo Starfighter, and the tail in it was made out of like a rubbery material, and it was the worst.
Yeah, they tended to do that with them because I think they realised that kids could shank each other with them.
God, actually, you're right. That's totally why they did that.
So they all had a bendy rubber thing, which, because I've got the Naboo Starfighter one still, and because it was like packed away and something was pushed against the tail, it's like bent out of shape. It's really annoying. I think all three spines.
I'm just picturing the way that a kid would hold that like a fucking punch dagger and just go around shanking folk.
So those kids running around with their Naboo Starfighter punch daggers, just shanking each other left and right. It was like Battle Royale. If there's any artists in chat who want to very badly draw a bunch of children fighting each other with Naboo Starfighter punch daggers, I would be very, very grateful, but don't feel you have to. It would just amuse me greatly.
To be fair, they were die-casts, so if you threw that thing, you'd brain the fuck out of someone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we should finish up now. Fucking hell.
We should do. But I'll just leave off by saying thank you very, very much for everybody that came to watch. And I hope you had some fun with whatever the fuck this stream was, because it took some turns. I think that we should have maybe given War Trains a bit more of a chance.
I will kill you in your sleep.
But more than anything else, thank you for joining me, Longfang. It's been really, really nice to hear you on stream again.
Been good to be back, honestly, and I'm not going to tear up. Jesus Christ! Thank you, everyone, for welcoming me back and shit.
It has been very nice. But before it gets too sappy, we will leave. So goodbye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will bid you good day. And yes, I will try and get fucking Satisfactory working to do something with that later. Fucking Jesus. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of the night. Bye-bye.
Bye.